Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. In the end, we lose control. But right now, we're invincible. Heard you were lost in a plastic dream. Bought every lie from the TV screen. And now you don't even know what it means. They sold you lies, baby, oh no, no. The glitter don't shine like it did before. You never really find what you're searching for. In this life, are we something more? Or are we just a number? Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. In the end, we lose control. But right now, we're invincible. 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 Please tell me what's the motivation. I think it's twisting me out. Is there some higher revelation? Don't know what it's all about. The glitter don't shine like it did before. You never really find what you're searching for. In this life, are we something more? Or are we just a number? Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. In the end, we lose control. But right now, we're invincible. 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 Dancing 'cause we buzzing, we loving this, don't know nothing. Yeah, we on our way to try to be something, that's something. So yeah, we okay. Dancing 'cause we buzzing, we loving this, don't know nothing, but we trying to get a little bit of something. Then we gonna go and live it on a replay. The glitter don't shine like it did before. But right now we're invincible. The glitter don't shine like it did before. But right now we're invincible. Invincible.
Bro, why? Whoa, why was I mudded? Why was I mudded? That doesn't even make any sense. Why was I mudded? That doesn't even... Okay, listen guys, listen. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. Guys, bro, I just went on a tangent for like 5 minutes. Okay, bro, I just went on a tangent for like 5 minutes, bro. I swear to God, I didn't. Oh my God, man. Oh shoot, I got. Wait, hold on. Let me bring it back. Okay, chat. Okay, so today we're gonna do some 2 hours of study. Okay, boys, 2 hours. Shit. Oh shoot, the media share thing is at the wrong side. Bro. No one asked you to come live and he was muted. Okay, really, bro? Pre-recorded stream. Okay, then how do I read your message then? Bro, it's not that one, bro. Guys, I wish we could go straight to gaming right now, but W chopped. I'm not chopped, bro. Honestly, I've been feeling myself recently, man. I've been looking good, bro. Chop W. Guys, bro, guys. I'm not chopped, bro. I'm not chopped, man. I'm not chopped. I'm not chopped, bro. I'm the opposite of chopped, bro. I'm... What's the opposite of chopped? I'm a full piece. You looked super chopped in the new shorts. This? You think I look chopped here? No, we're rage baiting now because I look good here. No, you guys are you're trolling, bro, cuz I look good here. No, I look good here. I look good here. The next one, the Labubu's one. Oh, this one? Mom. Mom, your Labubus are here, bro? Yes. Okay, no, okay, this one I was chopped. This one I was chopped. I only show my face in like half a second though. Guys, it was a bad angle. I look good here, lol. Okay, like my fault. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're chopped. It was a bad angle, bad lighting. The lighting was coming from behind my head, and the angle was bad. Like, come on, man. Oh, guys, come on.
No, this is the blue one.
Is it?
See?
Yo, why does it look like that though? Yo, she opened this. She was like, "Oh my God, this is fake. This box is fake." I was like, "No, mom, it's not fake, bro." But it does look fake. That shit look like a fufu, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That shit look like a fufu. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. That's pure fufu right there.
This is the happiness.
Oh, is that a happiness one? Oh, that's a good one, man. See, now that one looks... Labubu's in the big September 2025. What does that even mean, bro? Like, it's legit now, does it not? I looked chopped in this one. You get chopped each passing day. Oh, yeah. Guys.
Yeah. Shorty, I know what you need. I got everything you need. I promise I ain't gonna hold out, nigga. I'm gonna give it all to you, baby. Swear to God. Trust it. Baby, if you give it to
Bro, I'm so sure you're trying to reach the way into the camera frame. That's not how it works. It's just zoomed in on a different spot, man. On his tippy toes. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down, chat. I'm sitting down, bro. Are you gonna watch the CSM movie? When's it come out? Is it come out in October? Does it not come out in October? Chopped again. Bro, for me it's this weekend. Yeah, for us it's in a while. When does... Why am I yelling at Google? When does the Chainsaw Man movie come out? Oh. Yeah, October 24th. It's still a while. It is a while, man. Bro, I kinda need Infinity Castle to drop again, bro. Deadass. Alright, but anyways, how's everyone doing, bro? How's everyone's day, man? How's everyone's day? Is everyone chilling, bro? Guys, I got out of class. I got out of work like really late. I ain't gonna lie, chat. Like, I got out late. Sorry I'm late, man. Like, I was supposed to start studying at 8, but I had to come home. Obviously, I had to have a little bit of dinner because I was hungry, bro. Long shift, you know. And then, bro, it was that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a little late, man. So apologies, apologies, guys. Let's do 2 PMOs. A hunt, bro. It's not even, bro. I only had like a bowl, bro. Like a bowl, like half rice, half chicken curry, bro. Like, what do you want? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, man? Like, what dead ass? 8,000 calories? No, bro. Guys, I've only had how much? It's on my phone. I think I've only had like 1,800 calories today, man. And I'm going a little bit over, bro. Come on, man. Guys, I woke up this morning, bro. I was light. I was light as a feather, bro. I was light as hell this morning, bro. 180,000. Bro, no, bro. Oh, bro. Where's my stuff? Oh. Okay, I don't know if I could use this light. I need to charge my. No, I could probably. No, I'll charge it later. I'll charge it later. All right. Chat, what'd you guys do today, man? What y'all do today, man? I'm curious, man. What y'all up to? Let me see. Yeah, perfect. All right, cool. Someone add chopped and big back and chop the big back to the stream tags. We are not playing. Yes, we are. We are, bro. We are, bro. We are playing. We are playing that. Okay. You kidding me? I'm actually kind of excited for it to drop, man. I'm actually kind of excited for it to drop. Oh, first, let me check something real quick. Let me tab this out. Let me turn that off real quick. I have to check my I need to check the place where I'm getting interviewed tomorrow. I need to double check. Ananta is better, dude. Dude, something about Ananta just looks. How do I say it? It looks very it looks tacky. It looks tacky, man. It looks kind of tacky. Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I've seen the trailer. I've seen the trailer. It looks tacky. Oh, this is an extended gameplay trailer. No, this shit looks tacky, bro. I don't fuck with it, man. It's not loading. Okay. Oh, I mean, at least no, everything. Oh no, I take it back. Take it back. Everything looked good. It's just I think the what was it called again? I do believe. So I just read Thing's comment, bro. I lost my train of thought, bro. What do you mean it's not loading, bro? What do you mean it's not loading, bro? Okay, no, the swinging looks tacky. The swinging looks tacky. Everything else looks pretty good. Okay, I'll take a look at it in a second though. Let me check. I need to check this place that I'm getting interviewed at tomorrow. By the way, add prep for interview. Maybe let's see, and then let me add 2-hour PMO. Unk, update Steam drivers. Your hair is pixelated. Okay. Bro, I thought it was a serious thing, man. Okay, so this person, former clinical instructor at USC. Wait, if she was a clinical instructor at USC, I could probably have her help me get into USC. Wait, hold on. I need this job. Wait, no, I dead need this job, chat. I dead need this job. Doctor Dental Surgery, Seoul National University, Dude, how old is this woman, bro? Dr. Kim. This guy got America's Top Dentist 2023. Wait, I need to lock in. Wait, hold on, chat. I need to lock in here. Hold on, hold on. Wait. I need to start the timer. Wait, I might get. Wait, I need to cook at this interview tomorrow, bro. He's been to USC. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, if I could get this guy to write me a letter of recommendation, this would be fucking insane. If you say I don't get this job, dude, I need this guy to get me in, bro. He was at USC? No, I need to lock in. Holy, I know I need this to work. I need this to work. Okay. Why? Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Proven through rewards. I've never seen a place have this many rewards before. Best dental. Oh, I was about to leak my where I'm at, bro. Oh no, the best dental office in OC in 2012. Holy. Oh wow. Oh wow. What the hell do they use over here? What is this shit? Guys, their system is insane. Bro, what is it? I never seen this tech before. Chat, I've never seen this tech before, bro. Okay, they have an iTero. I've never used the iTero before, but I've seen people use it. Oh, they have this thingy. It's a 3D X-ray thingy. They have this Ceric, this one that in office making crown. Oh, they have this Morpheus. What the heck is a Morpheus? It's a scanner meant for 3D images. Whoa, bro. Is able to perform a scan in less than 1 second. What do you mean it's able to make it in 1 second? The heck does that even mean? Hygiene. Teeth whitening. Orthodontics. Dude, it's a family dentistry. Dude, they know how to do. They know what's up, bro. Saturday. Do patient specials. Initial $99 for initial exam and X-rays. Kind of expensive, no? Let's see. Privacy policies. Blog. They have a blog. They have a blog about why wisdom teeth removal is necessary, bro. Oh, these are back in 2020. These are old ass. Okay. Bro, guys, I'm scared. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared for this interview, bro. Yeah, hello? Chow, are you guys alive? You guys okay? What you guys been up to right now, man? What y'all doing, bro? Motherfucker? Motherfuckers? Okay, let me add. Let me do this one. Alright. Okay. So we just have nothing coming out of it. Okay, this is fantastic. This is just like, this is great. What in the fuck? What is happening, bro? What's happening to my audio? Music, audio input, audio output. Let's see. Properties. Why is it not on anything? Let's say earphones. Force me to input. What's going on? It's not working. Yo. Gotta be up early tomorrow. For real? Oh, for real, dog? So God, if another light is out near the... If another light is out? What do you mean, if another light is out, bruh? Let me see here. think this might be the reason why. Cable input. Traffic light? Oh. Wait, why a traffic light though? What's up with the traffic lights? They be breaking over there? Dude, why does my shirt smell like? My shirt smell like that, bro? Let's wash this shirt. Should add an extra 30 minutes to my damn commute on Tuesday. Shitty ass area. Wait. What? Oh, because it becomes a stop and go. But like, adding an extra 30 minutes because of that is crazy work, bro. You must have like some narrow ass like busy. Just pictures. Yo, this office is insane. This office is insane. Wait, this place is cracked. It's hella cracked. Yo, I'm kind of scared, bro. I'm kind of scared for this interview, bro. I'm gonna pull up to this building. It's gonna be some big ass facility, bro. I'm gonna walk in there. I'm gonna see these doctors. I'm gonna be too scared, bro. I'm gonna be like shaking, bro. Oh my god. His hobbies carry him on travels to continue his education and offer free dentistry in the third world. Wait, I don't want to do that. Wait, that's what I kind of want to do with my DDS if I get a DDS. That's some shit I want to do. Wait, hold on now. Hold on. Let me make some notes. Okay. That's good. Not really much I could really say. I could like research about these people, bro. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's work done, bro. Start with a little warm up. Light little warm up. You feel me, chat? Go from there. See how far we can make it. The PMOs. Hopefully we can make it like 1 maybe, perhaps? 2? Hopefully. 2 would be phenomenal. Yeah, this shirt smells weird, bro. Shirts, bro. All right, come on. Work days, 8 hours, microseconds already. Microseconds. Okay. Ooh. Micro of this. 10.
Depending on how you're using it, so unit, and we have 8 times.
Oh shoot, it's 6. Oh shoot. Oops. 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 Which of the following is the most acidic? So I'm not gonna get a periodic table. Yo. Website. I know the exam's gonna give me. That's great. Sulfur, selenium, or electrolyte.
For identifying the most acidic of this line, now the trend here is that as that atom is further to the right and down on the periodic table, acidity.
Write it down for. Which is following compounds best match CNMR. So bad at CNMR. Gotta have to guess on this one because I'm not sure. Esters, amides, carboxylic acids. Type. Boiling point of one molal. Wow, that's the type of. Was the unit the rate constant for the following rate expression? Rate 2a. Okay, right?
So by way of review, in general, for any reaction like the generic one shown right here, that reaction's rate law will be equal to K multiplied by the concentration of each of the reactants, each raised to some exponent m and n. As it turns out, K is something called that reaction's rate constant, and m and n are numbers that have to be determined experimentally. Additionally, m and n are not necessarily equal to the coefficients A and B next to these reactants. Sometimes they are, but if so, it's only by coincidence. Notice that products do not appear in the rate law, only reactants. Let's take this generic rate law then and add it to our question slide as we go back. My simple exponents, m and n, and whatever other numbers you want to come up with, all are equal to 0. So reactant A, for example, raised to the 0th power would just be mathematically equal to 1, regardless of the concentration. And the same thing would be true of B. Again, because no reactants appear in here, it's just 2 multiplied by rate together, and then taking that answer's absolute value. For example, B. Again, because no reactants appear in here, it's just 2 multiplied by rate constant. This is a 0-order reaction, which I hope makes sense.
Yeah. Centrosome contains 2 centrioles. Which best describes the regioselectivity and stereospecificity of the oxymercuration demercuration of alkene? Is that right? I don't remember if it was Markovnikov. Use of mercury. Is Markovnikov's? Yes. Okay, nice. It's a bit of a guess, though.
Alkene right here and react with an H plus source followed by H2O. What occurs is the alkene swings in, grabs H plus from an H plus source, and that H plus will of course go to the alkene carbon that has more hydrogens affixed to it. In this particular case, both of these carbons have the same number of hydrogens fixed to them, so it doesn't matter which one I pick. Just for the sake of fun, I attach the hydrogen here to the bottom carbon, which means a carbonyl being formed at the other carbon up top. Then the H2O comes in, and then after subsequent deprotonation, you end up getting an OH, one of the former alkene carbons, and an H of the other. Now this particular sequence right here, going through this route with H plus and H2O, and I'm only speculating here, might give you some potential scrambling at this stereocenter up here relative to the hydrogen and the methyl down here. What I mean by that is this: carbocations are totally planar, so when the H2O comes in, I would suspect that in theory it could come in from either the top or the bottom face. Probably it would come in more from whichever direction this hydrogen is pointing, because a hydrogen, even though it's on a carbon next door, is smaller than the CH3. Thus, if this hydrogen, for instance, were pointing down, I would expect that the H2O would come in from the same face as the hydrogen, also pointing down. So I would suspect that the hydrogen here and the OH would end up either both pointing down or both pointing up. But there probably would be some scrambling of the stereocenter at that location at either event, because I doubt that would be extremely selective. Anyway, that's speculation on my part. Here's the important thing: oxymercuration, demercuration does the exact same thing. The difference, however, is that if you're in a scenario where the alkene carbocation that's formed can undergo rearrangements, either hydride shift or methyl shift or ring expansions or contractions, oxymercuration, demercuration conditions will not do those. By contrast, addition of H plus H2O will do those. So you do get rearrangements in these conditions. You do not get rearrangements in these conditions. Additionally, potentially in contrast with the addition of H2O and the H here by these conditions up top, oxymercuration, demercuration adds the H2O and the H anti to each other. In other words, if this OH in my product were on the end of a wedge bond going three-dimensionally out of the plane of the board, the H down here would be on the end of a dash bond going three-dimensionally into the board. The reality is that you'll end up getting both enantiomers, which we regularly abbreviate or indicate using this symbol right here. Nonetheless, oxymercuration, demercuration, whose detailed mechanism you don't need to know, does have those subtle nuances that the OH and the H end up anti to each other, and that no rearrangements are possible. You can see, however, that in both scenarios, the reaction up top as well as the reaction down bottom, we end up forming the Markovnikov product. That is the hydrogen.
OH and the H add anti to each other. No rearrangements. Compared to Markovnikov product.
Ends up being bonded to the former alkene carbon that is bonded to more amples, where that is not the case. Both reaction scenarios would give us the Markovnikov product. With that said, let's take a look at our multiple choice options. Let's get down to options C and D. Both of them indicate that we answer. What did I just tell you?
I'll put that as learning. Reviewing. The pressure of an ideal gas initially occupies volume X and pressure Y at temperature. If this pressure is reduced to 1 half Y, what's the volume pressure? Was the pH of a solution composed of 1 molar and 1 molar NaCl? Supposed to be Na. But how much though? It's the same. What do you say same?
So for a problem like this, we're provided a weak acid, acetic acid, together with its conjugate base. You can see formula-wise, that's exactly what's going on. The only difference between these two formulas is this acetic acid loses its H as it becomes its conjugate base acetate. So this is a weak acid conjugate base system. It releases that H as an H plus or H plus equivalent. So if you've got this kind of thing and you have the right information, you can calculate pH using the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which is this equation right here. pKa provided from 4.8 plus the log of the concentration of the conjugate base, in this case acetate, divided by the concentration of our weak acid. Beautifully, mathematically, those concentrations are provided as problems being 1 and 1. So in other words, I've got 1 here for my A minus, and 1 here for my HA. So I've got log of 1 divided by 1, which is the log of 1. Now what the world is the log of 1? Well, it turns out that the log of 1 is actually 0, and that's a good thing to memorize. So this all simplifies 304.8 plus 0, hence making the pH 4.8. Now you could solve this using ice table, which is my preferred way, because there's some situations in which the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation doesn't necessarily work, but the Henderson-Hasselbalch is a great and fast go-to in situations like this, which are textbook perfect for it. Anyway, 4.8 is our answer, which you can see is option C.
Definitely not that good at that one right now. Okay. What was the warm-up that I had yesterday? So I went to gases. Okay. So let's start with something that's gases. Gases. Oh. Hole punch generator. Let's do the hole punching cubing. Where was that folder? Oh, I see. Here. Wait, hold on. Cross. Then okay. Then boom. Up. Okay. Kind of lost right now. See? Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is that? Cross. Cool. Boom. Then this one. Oh, this one. Boom. Then. Yeah, I keep. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah, okay. The hole punching's getting better. And faster, too. What's next? Molecular genetics. Molecular genetics, chat. Yo, Robin, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dog. Welcome in, man. How are you? How are you? What's up, dog? What's up? Just check my interview mañana. Alright, let's see here. What do we got? Type of protein binds enhancers to increase transcription. Increase transcription. Oh, it is activators. I was thinking too much. Okay. This is a term. I thought they said colonization. Co-localization. Enhancers in the ground. What is often an element in eukaryotic terminator sequences? Terminator sequences. Which of the following functions as the spliceosome? Does the spliceosome perform? Removes introns. Was a coding region that is preserved during mRNA splicing? Oh, exons. Which of the following best describes the primary benefit of alternative splicing? Less production gene, prevents eukaryotic post-translation, prevents mutations from damaging the genetic code. Analysis for the production of multiple proteins from one gene. Oh, that's right. Alternative slicing gives areas. All the following examples of eukaryotic post-transcriptional modifications to form. 5' cap, alternative splicing, miRNA. Silencing. Poly 18. Now we use a microRNA. How do mRNA molecule silence genes? I actually don't even remember what the microRNA is. I believe it's exo. Complementary base pairing with mRNA. Oh, it chops off the end. Chop off the end. When it bases mRNA makes up a codon. How many unique codons can be made from our genetic code? Which of the following best describes the phenomenon that multiple codons can code for the same amino acid? Oh, regeneration, degeneracy, generous. Which AA does the star code AIG stand for? Following are all stop codons. UAA, UGA, UAA, UAG, UAA, UAG, UGA. All of the following coding strand sequences correspond to an mRNA product that contains stop codon. I'll stop codon. Okay. Oh yeah, UGA is one of them. A C. Oh, I was right the first time? Shoot. It's UAG. Oh, oops. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm tripping, bro. Which is following are found on tRNA and base pair of mRNA. Anticodons. It's following the new TNA molecules enter in translation. Which ribosome site is a polypeptide chain carried? Carried into the site. Which site do tRNAs leave the... That for now. Pretty good. What you got me doing next, huh? What you got me doing next? Microscopy and lab techniques. Oh, this section's so butt, man.
In this video, we're going to be discussing some specialized enzymes as well as some methods of analysis. So we'll begin today's discussion by talking about the couple.
It's so buns, man.
Oh shoot, it's downstairs. Hold on, chat. Be right back. Damn, I'm looking slick. Damn! Damn! Alright, chat, we back. He's back, we's back. Right. Gotta make some flashcards off of these things. Come on now. Gosh, I'm running out of flashcards.
couple of very interesting enzymes. These are known as exonucleases and endonucleases. Now, the suffix nuclease is present in both of these, and it's referring to the fact that these enzymes like to cleave nucleotides. They like to cleave polynucleotide chains. Now, the prefixes give us a clue into how exactly they're going to go about doing that. Our first one is known as an exonuclease. The prefix here is exo. That prefix refers to being on the outside of something, and exonucleases are going to cleave nucleotides from the ends of the polynucleotide chain. This is something that we can appreciate on our visual here. You can see this exonucleotide just working its way from the outside in, cleaving nucleotides off of the end of this chain. This will produce something called a sticky end, which we'll talk about in more detail in just a moment. On the flip side of the coin, we have endonucleases. The prefix here is endo, which refers to inside or within. And so when we see an endonuclease going to work, we would expect it to be cleaving nucleotides from the inside out, from the inside of the polynucleotide chain. And as you can see in our visual over here on the right side, that's exactly what this endonuclease is doing. It has jumped in right into the middle of this chain and cleaved it into two separate parts, rather than just working its way from the outside in, like this exonuclease is. This is going to produce something different. The product here can still be sticky ends, which we just saw with the exonucleases, but it's also possible for endonucleases to create something called a blunt end. Again, we're going to be talking about both of these terms in more detail in just a moment. Before we do that, we need to discuss restriction enzymes. Restriction enzymes are a very interesting and specialized type of endonuclease. Remember, these are the nucleases that cut nucleotide strands from within. And the reason that restriction enzymes are so fascinating is because they prefer to cleave nucleotide chains at something called palindromic sequences. But what is a palindromic sequence and why is it so interesting? Palindromic sequences are regions of a nucleotide chain where the sequence reads the exact same in the 5 to 3' direction on both strands. To give you a better visual of what we're talking about here, sometimes you can find a palindrome present on the calendar with a date. An example of a palindromic date would be something like May 25th, 2025. Written another way, this date would be 5/25/25. If you read it in the reverse order, it would still read 5/25/25. That is an example of palindrome in everyday life, and the exact same concept applies here with palindromic sequences. Take our example that we have below. With strand A, if you move in the 5 to 3' direction, we have G, A, T, T, C. But interestingly enough, if you flip it over and look at the complementary strand B, moving in the 5 to 3' direction here will also yield G, A, T, T, C. The same exact 5 to 3' sequence that we saw in strand A. And so now that we've covered our enzymes, let's go ahead and talk about those products we mentioned earlier, the sticky and blunt ends. What these refer to are the anatomy of the ends of these nucleotide chains that we end up with after the exonucleases and endonucleases do their work. First, we'll discuss sticky ends. If you remember, these can be produced by exonucleases or endonucleases. With sticky ends, we would expect to see a single chain overhanging segment. This single chain overhanging segment is going to have unpaired nucleotides. You can see what this looks like in our visual down below, as our resulting sticky ends have these single chain areas that have unpaired nucleotides. And you can imagine how it's possible to produce these with both exonucleases and endonucleases. For exonucleases first, let's just assume that this was its own strand and this one didn't even exist. The exonuclease would come and attach to the end and start gobbling up nucleotides one by one from the outside in. And since it's only focusing on one of these strands, it's going to leave all of these unpaired. The exonuclease would come and attach to the end and start gobbling up nucleotides one by one from the outside in. And since it's only focusing on one of these strands, it's going to leave all of these unpaired. Switching to the endonuclease example, let's imagine all of this was originally one connected chain. The endonuclease would come from the inside out. It would swiggle its way right in here and break this one chain into two. And in this case, it did so in such a fashion that these nucleotides that used to be paired to these ones have been separated, and now both sides of the newly separated chain have unpaired nucleotides. The other option, of course, then is blunt ends. And with blunt ends, we are going to see our newly produced nucleotide chain end made without any unpaired nucleotides. And as we mentioned before, this only makes sense when we're using endonucleases. Because if this was all to be considered one original chain split into two, the only logical explanation for it to have these nice clean breaks is for an endonuclease to come right in between and break the chain at this point. The sectioning of different DNA fragments in production of the sticky and blunt ends opens up an opportunity. It opens up the opportunity for the formation of recombinant DNA. With these newly fragmented DNA strands, it becomes possible for DNA fragments from different sources to join together at their blunt and or sticky ends to produce new DNA. To explain how this might go, let's go back to our visual and look at the sticky ends. Let's just imagine that this one on the left came from one source, and this one on the right came from a totally different second source. And whether it was two exonucleases or two endonucleases, somehow these DNA sequences have been fragmented in such a way that their ends would match and would actually be able to base pair together. And so what happens is they oblige and they bond together, and now these two DNA fragments that have come from two different sources have joined together, forming recombinant DNA. And it's possible that this is a completely unique combination that we just formed. Because don't forget, all of the DNA to the left of this sticky end comes from one source, and all of the DNA to the right of this sticky end comes from a completely different source. And so it's possible that when we combine it, we have just made something brand new. So now we can go ahead and move on to talk about a couple of different techniques we can use to analyze these molecules. The first technique we'll discuss is called southern blotting. Southern blotting is used to analyze the
Blotting.
DNA, but more specifically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to identify specific fragments of known DNA within a much larger population of DNA. So how would we go about differentiating these DNA fragments into the ones that we're looking for and into just the rest of the DNA? Well, we're going to utilize a technique we've discussed previously, gel electrophoresis. And just for a refresher, gel electrophoresis is the process where you put different molecules into the same agarose gel, and based on the size, density, and charge of those different molecules, they'll move through the gel at different rates and move to different final endpoints. And so what we can do is we can expose some DNA to the restriction enzymes that we discussed earlier, producing a bunch of single-strand fragments for us that we can place into the different wells of the agarose gel and perform our gel electrophoresis. Once gel electrophoresis is complete, we go ahead and transfer all of our DNA fragments onto a membrane. And then what we'll do is we'll take that membrane and we're going to expose it to some labeled DNA probes, where DNA probes represent single-stranded pieces of DNA which bind to complementary sequences. Next, we have northern blotting. to our agarose gel wells. We will perform gel electrophoresis like usual. Once again, in a similar fashion to what we saw with southern blotting, we're going to transfer all of our RNA fragments onto a membrane. And in a similar fashion again, once all of our RNA is transferred to the membrane, those fragments of RNA that connected to our labeled probe, revealing to us our RNA of interest. Western blotting is the last of the blotting techniques, and it is interested in target proteins rather than DNA or RNA. In contradiction to the southern and northern blot, the Western blot is going to utilize a different mechanism called
Oh, yeah, I didn't finish the video.
How's it going?
I just realized.
and rather than use but why would we stronger visual signal? Now here we have a summarized table of all of the blotting techniques. Please feel free to use this in your own review and try and recall the mnemonic snowdrop on test day. Snowdrop stands for southern blotting, northern blotting, and then there's a break with the O at nothing, and then western blotting. And then on the other side with drop we have DNA, RNA, again nothing, and then protein. The O is in the first technique that we discussed, and this
Which techniques identify fragments of known RNA? That is
how's it going everybody? This is Zach, and to wrap up this chapter we're going to have a brief discussion of genomics. Genomics is
Comics.
the scientific discipline that is concerned with an organism's genome. The genome is considered to contain all genes possessed by an individual. In general, when you see a biological term that ends with ome, O-M-E, as genome does, this is a suffix that refers to a collection of something, or the sum of multiple parts. And so in this instance, it's used to describe the sum of all the genes of a given organism. But this suffix is used elsewhere in biology, notably in the term microbiome, which is something that's used to describe the sum of all of the microorganisms that are found within an individual. Within genomics, we are going to be looking at all of those genes of a given organism's genome, and we're going to be interested in where they are, how they function, and how they interact. In order to make this a more functional process, we're going to need something called gene annotation. Gene annotation is going to get us some vital information for analyzing the genome. It's going to allow us to figure out where these genes are located within the genome, which also will allow us to determine where genes are spatially in relation to each other. It will allow us to identify coding versus non-coding regions of a genome, and once we can identify the locations of genes, tell whether they are coding or non-coding, gene annotation will also allow us to determine the functions. Now to do this, we're going to need two separate processes, which we'll be discussing in successive slides. We need to develop a genomic library, and we need to utilize DNA microarrays. So let's go ahead and break down the genomic library first. The best way to think of a genomic library is just like any other library. This is going to serve as a reservoir for information, but rather than the information being books like you expect to find in a typical library, here we are going to be storing all the DNA and consequently the genes of an organism's genome. So what does the process look like for developing a genomic library? Now the way that we're going to get there is by utilizing the process of bacterial cloning, which affords us the opportunity to discuss the process within the context of a genomic library. To discuss this, let's think about our starting point and our end goal. Of course, to start this whole process, we need access to raw DNA, which means we are going to need to extract DNA from some cells of a given organism. Now let's fast forward to our end goal, and then we can connect the dots. Our end goal is going to be to find and extract some target DNA, which is of particular interest, and amplify that and make as many copies of it as possible, which would ease our analysis. The first step to get there is actually going to be fragmenting the DNA we just extracted. This is something that we can loosely see here, and we're going to be enlisting the restriction enzyme that we just discussed in the last video. Now that our DNA is processed into smaller fragments, what we can do is actually utilize the replication machinery of bacteria to find and later amplify the target DNA. What we're going to do is use the enzyme DNA ligase and incorporate our newly processed DNA fragments into plasmids, with plasmids being these circular, extrachromosomal DNA structures found in prokaryotic organisms. If we have competent bacteria which are capable of taking up free DNA from their environment, like our newly formed plasmids, once these plasmids are within our new bacteria, we can kind of screen out the ones that we want versus the ones that we don't want, using the processes of antibiotic resistance, where we plate all the bacteria, expose them to an antibiotic, and only expect those bacteria with the target gene to survive and grow, as well as color change techniques, where we are relying on the disruption of certain genes from the insertion of our new recombinant genes via the plasmid to produce some differential coloration of the bacteria during growth. From there, we can isolate our target bacteria with our target gene and create many copies, thus creating many copies of the DNA of interest, giving us much more information to analyze. This is a process that you can repeat as many times as you'd like, with as many target fragments as you like, and bit by bit, sequence by sequence, you can end up with a sufficiently large portion of isolated and replicated DNA. Analyze most, if not all, of the genes within a given genome, spatially as well as functionally. Let's also take a moment to talk about the DNA microarray. The DNA microarrays are used for is to determine if a known gene is present within the organism. Found on our physical microarray setup, found in the rightmost portion of our visual, are thousands of what are known as DNA probes. The word probe here is very accurate. What we're going to do is we're going to expose these probes to genetic information from a given organism. What these probes are designed to do is bind to complementary DNA fragments, which we will explain how we get them. They're going to be coming from our original organism, but they're only designed to bind to specific regions of complementary DNA. And this is how we're going to find out if something's present within an organism or not. Because on the right, we already have these pre-made probes, and the probes know what they're looking for. They're designed specifically to only bind to one thing, and it's either there or it's not. The gene that it's interested in is either present in the sample, and in that case, it will bind nicely to it, or the gene's not, and the probe will bind to nothing. First things first, let's actually talk about how we're going to get this complementary DNA, so that we can then expose it to our probes. What we'll do is we're going to isolate a cell from our organism of interest, and we're going to start by extracting mRNA. We're then going to utilize the enzyme reverse transcriptase, because this is the fascinating enzyme with the capacity to reverse the central dogma and turn RNA back into DNA. This is where we're going to get our cDNA, complement DNA. Now that we have our complement DNA, we can expose it to that microarray like we talked about before, with all of our probes that know exactly what they're looking for. And if the genes that we were curious about are there, then this cDNA is going to hybridize to
to our DNA probes. But how do we actually interpret this hybridization? Well, if you go back a step, when we created our cDNA from our mRNA in this stage here using reverse transcriptase, notice the color change from the mRNA to the cDNA. What happened is we took all of these nice mRNA fragments, and as we were turning them into cDNA with reverse transcriptase, we were labeling our new cDNA with fluorescent dyes. And so in this example, we have two different samples that we've labeled with two different fluorescent dyes, so this one looks more like a green color and this one fluoresces red, but the principle is the same. The fact that these cDNA units have fluorescent tagging means that if they hybridize to a probe and are therefore stuck onto our physical microarray, when we go back and look at our physical microarray and analyze it for any fluorescence, all of the cDNA that hybridized to our probes will fluoresce, just like we see here. It's going to light up this microarray. This will go ahead and indicate to us the presence of the gene that we're wondering about. Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and move on to a mini quiz to see how you may be asked about these concepts on testing. Which of the following is true? Extract DNA first. The method of BACT, which is to use all the bacteria exposed to DNA of interest, or is to determine and replicate the DNA. Analyze most, if not all, of the gene. Genes within a given genome spatially as well as functionally. Let's also take a moment to talk about the DNA micro.
Okay, that's one PMO. Let's go, man. One PMO. Boys, after this, we're gonna play just a little bit of games and then gotta hop off, man. Guys, I got an early day tomorrow again. Week at PMO. What are you talking about, bro? 24-hour PMO stream when? We're not gonna be PMO'd for 24 hours, bro. I'll tell you that. 24 hours of PMO is crazy, bro. I don't even think I could get to 8. I think I'll be able to even get to 8, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me look at this video that Are you? If I do this and then I go to browsers and then I go back, it still goes. It's fire. Alright, well, I mean, let me put a 10-minute timer on my Reset hair. Oh, I got my first legit 3-star power yesterday, bro. Let's go, man. Was a 3-star power on Oh no, not 3-star. I got my I got my first 3-star. Oh, I just realized it's not even a 9-star power. It's an 8-star power. Undeserved. Oh, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Bro, it's only an 8-star power though. I still need to like run it back. I still need to run it back. Eventually, I still need to keep it going to get that 9-star now. But I still don't have one after all this. The run was actually good. I'll show you later though, if you're still gonna be here by then. But I can show you. At least you have the ability to make one now. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I gotta keep on running Taiki shuttle runs until I could get a 3-star stamina. So it's gonna be bad. I have ability to make one now without borrows. I don't, because I don't have a power. I still need one borrow. I still need one borrow. Oh wait, no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping, bro. I made like a racer with 9-star with no. I lied. It's a 5-star stamina with a 3-star power. I forgot I was making a racer, but I got 3-star power though. But I still think it's good though. I still think it's a good thing. It could be a grandparent runner. It could be a grandparent runner. You know what I mean? It could still be a grandparent runner. It's chill. It's chill. It's chill. What is this? What is this Ananta business, man? All you need is a 2nd and 3-star power to make 9-star power. That's true. I got one of my steps out of the way, bro. Slowly but surely. Okay, what is this, bro? Is this gonna be fire? Bro, where is my audio output, bro? Why is it mudded?
Getting away!
Don't you jokers again?
This time you're not getting
I feel
away!
like this game took like aspects of
Don't you guys have
a
anything
lot of games.
better to do?
Bro, did these people take the gameplay from Spider-Man?
Everyone dogpile!
Like the Venom version.
Let's show him the black metal crew means business!
A little bit of Batman, a little bit of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Venom, GTA. I know, yeah, actually.
I'll pound you!
Yo, you should see this guy.
To the
You should see the
pavement.
swinging, bro. The swinging is
Did
actually
you
fun.
guys at least try not to come off so desperate? What do you guys really want?
Our boss wants to hold a concert in the city. There a problem
Yo,
with
what's
that?
an Insomniac
Hey,
Games
just
gonna
book a
say about
stadium
this?
like everyone else.
A dinky stadium couldn't possibly handle the majesty of the boss's rock show!
It looks kind of tacky,
Okay.
bro.
Then how about a beach concert?
Surround him!
Bro, weirdly enough, I think it's a little bit like
Don't just stand there!
they
Get
focus
your
on
butt
Wolverine
out.
right now. Oh yeah, I know. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Is that the one where they showed Wolverine jumping, like climbing scaling a building, but it looked kind of stuffed? But like, you know, it's like really new. It's like really new. It's like a really new thing. I can't roll. One gets excited to watch me play. What?
You guys seem to be having a good time.
Talking, bro.
Exciting enough for you before?
Did you have the reveal trailer for the dog ass state of play?
Looking for an encore?
Not with music that cringe. By the way, who are you?
I work for the Nova City Crime Agency.
I can explain. They started all that back there, not me.
No need to get jumpy. I just...
Watch out!
Damn.
What's with the hot pursuit? Think you can lose him?
Hold on tight.
Okay. That smallest car is not doing that damage, bro. Let's be for real. Hey.
Darn,
Let me see the actual driving though. Let me see the driving though. Let me see the actual driving though.
Jeez, this is a bit much.
In front of us! Get closer. I've got an idea.
What kind of Spider-Man shit is this?
Mind if I borrow this?
Whoa, what was that you just did? Careful! Right on target.
Looks like their license is getting revoked.
They've really got their hooks in us. Aim for the tires. Help them deflate.
That.
Well done.
Okay.
Another one.
Okay, Jack, come on. They just shot a wheel and then the whole entire
stop
car blew up.
firing.
Like, let's be for real. Let's just tack it,
Sweet. Keep at it.
Yeah, I thought not that was gonna
Get a
be
little
like its own
closer.
thing. I thought it was gonna be like, you know,
Aim for the
have
driver.
its own like cool mechanics or whatever.
Adios!
This is scuffed. Like it looks good, but like
the greatest
gameplay
behind the
is
wheel, are
scuffed,
they?
straight up.
Same goes for their shooting.
Good thing I've got a bona fide wheelman.
And one who follows the rules of the road, too.
Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the truck up ahead.
Raise the voice a little more. I can almost hear your voice.
Crap, no time to dodge.
Hang on tight!
At least TS isn't a gotcha, TBH. At least they haven't said anything. No, they said it's not gonna be a gotcha. They said this one, and then NTE Global is also not gonna be gotcha, if I'm not mistaken.
You've got some serious strength, just like in the videos. Thanks.
Don't mention it. Hold on. Where did all these bikers come from? Alright, where to now?
How's the driving?
How cool build site. Should be pretty empty over there.
Wait, the driving's actually pretty good. Looks pretty responsive, no? That guy just died. He just killed that guy.
Pretty empty over there.
But that guy didn't even touch him. I mean, I guess he kind of rear-ended him. Dude, that dude just died, though.
Can we outrun him or send him back?
See what you did.
Watch out. They're flanking us on the left.
Let's kill that guy, bro.
Traffic jam
It really is Batman. They are killing people.
up ahead.
I mean, the driving actually looks pretty good, though. I ain't gonna lie. The driving looks good.
I thought Nova City was supposed to be safe.
Usually is. Criminals ahead.
Oh my god, kill that civilian. Oh.
Darn, we've got company here. It's here. Full steam ahead. Hit the gas.
Oh, you could drift a little bit? Okay, hold on. The drifting's okay.
Sorry! Coming through!
Up ahead.
Every unk reaction ever.
Hope the city doesn't find me.
These guys just like fall down like one tap.
An
Ooh!
obstacle course.
That guy looks fire though. I ain't gonna lie.
Know
This,
how to get us out of
I,
here.
Alright.
wait, no, this looks fire though. This is a nice view.
Got
Wait,
it.
hold up.
Hold.
I kinda like this.
Steady.
That's
All
it.
set.
It's in Japan, Japan. I
Coming
just
at
realized.
us.
Because we're going the wrong way. Brace yourself.
Wait, when the fuck did they switch drivers?
Hold. Steady.
All set.
Oh.
Why is there a train coming at us?
Unk excited for graphics. Clueless. I don't know. I can't take this shit seriously when every bike spontaneously combusts with a single touch. Yeah, no, that's insane. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, they're just like popping like balloons, man. Like I don't know. not legitness. PC footable. Oh.
It's never ending.
Oh yeah, you're
At this
right.
rate, half the city's gonna get wrecked.
God.
They're coming out of the woodwork.
I see him.
I feel like they should have tried to make the game more cyberpunk than
Don't stop firing.
what's it called? Yo, what is that dying animation? Do you guys see that? They just belly flop in the air. Do you see this?
Don't stop firing.
Look out! Left side!
Short turn.
That-
Hold on tight.
You saw that, right? The little belly flop, bro? Okay, I gotta change my shirt, bro. For some reason, I watched this there.
Cut still.
Hard to hear costs an arm and a leg, you know.
Nice. Perfect. In front of us.
Looks like we got more goons waiting for us.
Perfect chance for you to test your marksmanship. Let's take him out for good.
What is that?
Watch
Dude,
out.
why do they jump out of the car when they die like that, bro? I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. What is this?
Finally, some peace and quiet. I hope those cars are insured.
You've got some skills. Ever thought about joining the NCCA?
Is the ACD shutting down big news?
Shutting down, I thought.
It's not far away. Did I miss anything?
Finally, some peace and quiet. I hope those
Yeah,
cars
this shit
are
look
insured.
goofy, bro.
You've got.
Bro, I thought this game was gonna be more real shit,
Ever
bro.
thought about joining the NCCA?
Is the ACD shutting down big news?
Shutting down, I thought.
Dang. Watch out. Yeah, let me just dodge a fucking T-bone
What
plate.
the heck?
What the heck? Oh my god, QTE, QTE!
Hit and run? Not on my watch. Hey! Hey! Wait a second! Oh no!
Okay. No, okay. Yo, get your inputs right, dog. Driver telling me the passenger to watch out when they're the one behind the wheel. I mean, it looks okay. I feel like the game looks okay, but I feel like the fact that it's an anime-looking game and it's not gacha kind of, I don't know.
Gonna need to borrow this. Hey, quit hurling
Got fire.
stuff, would ya?
I think I just have to give it a try. It's either gonna be this game that I play or it's gonna be Ananta, bro. Look at two. I gotta give you don't, bro. S.
Strike!
Just BDSM the fuck out of that guy.
Just a minor hiccup.
But he also died. He spun him around and he died. Look, he turned him into a top and then he died.
Just a minor hiccup. Here, catch.
Ananta or Ananta got unk. Oh shoot, I meant Ananta or Blue Protocol. Sorry.
Perfect! Appreciate
My
it!
fault.
Knock, knock! Here's a little gift from the fans.
Yo, he just murdered that guy. Yo, he just murdered the fuck. Yo, he just murdered the fuck out of that guy, bro. Oh shit. That guy is dead for reals, bro. Him and Optimus Prime
That
over there,
gift
bro.
was a
Yes,
real
color.
banger. That was intense.
The cleanup is gonna be a nightmare, though.
Looks like that's the end of the show.
Nicely done back there. I still owe you a proper introduction. I'm Lakia Rain, director of the Nova City Crime Agency.
Take a shot for every
What do
explosion.
you
Oh
say,
hell
Punk
no.
Master? Got a minute?
Wait, are we heading to the NCCA?
Not realistic. That car shouldn't be working by now. Oh
30
yeah, ask that to GTA, bro. Ask that to GTA.
Let's find a spot and chat for a while. You've got me curious.
Bro, my car in GTA could have the biggest dent that folds the car into 3 folds, and it still could run, bro. Go up to 80 miles per hour at least. You know what I mean? Like, come on. All right, guys, let's get one more PMO going. One more PMO. One more PMO. One more PMO. Car in GTA could survive 295 collisions and still work just fine. See what I mean? Come on. Come on. Genetic library DNA fragments are preserved by being inserted into which it's called plasmids. Complete review. W. Chemical equilibria video 6 through 9. Alright.
Welcome to this chemical equilibrium video in which
I don't want to learn about equilibrium. My god. God. Learning about ice also, bro. The ice strat. Oh shit, it's Gen Con.
which I will teach you about equilibrium calculations with ice tables. As background, I need to
Guys,
first teach you
Mike
about
is
strong
back.
electrolytes. So when strong electrolytes, which are strong acids, strong bases, or ionic compounds that readily dissolve in water according to the solubility rules that we covered in an earlier chapter. So when these things, these strong electrolytes dissolve, the reaction arrows are more or less one way. For example, I've got HCl, it's a strong acid. It goes pretty much 100% to H plus and Cl minus in aqueous solution. An analogous thing can be said of KOH, a strong base, and calcium nitrate, a strong electrolyte. Once again, it's an ionic compound that is highly soluble in water according to the solubility rules we covered in the past. You can see then, for all the strong electrolytes, as well as all strong electrolytes, the reaction arrows, that is, these arrows of them dissolving in solution, are pretty much one way. In other words, strong electrolytes do not form equilibrium reactions with the two-way arrows. So, calculations with strong electrolytes are pretty easy. Because they dissolve pretty much completely, their arrows here are one way, which means that the number of dissolved moles of ions is calculated directly from the balanced equation. In other words, if I threw 1 mole of HCl into water, it would instantly dissolve pretty much 100% for all intents and purposes and give me 1 mole of H plus and 1 mole of Cl minus. If I dissolved 1 mole of calcium nitrate, it would give me 1 mole of calcium 2 plus and 2 moles of nitrate. Hopefully that'll make sense. So once again, calculations with strong electrolytes are relatively easy. Now, in contrast, weak electrolytes, which are, as you might assume, weak acids, weak bases, or ionic compounds that do not dissolve in water according to the solubility rules we discussed in an earlier chapter. So these substances have two-way equilibrium reaction arrows like this. So acetic acid, weak acid, goes two-way. Mercury chloride by solubility rules is very insoluble in water, so it has a two-way. It does dissolve, like I say, just a little bit to form the cation anion over here. And similar thing is said of iron 2 hydroxide. So when I told you in the past that these substances down here are insoluble in water, I was kind of lying. What I mean is that they're only minimally soluble in water. The same is also true of weak acids like acetic acid, which means that once these guys go into aqueous solution, they dissolve a little bit to form these ions over here on the right, but they predominate in large measure as these guys on the left. In other words, these substances on the left are heavily favored.
Oh my god, I forgot to set the timer.
Keeping that in mind, it makes sense that calculations with these substances, these weak electrolytes, are a little more challenging because they only dissolve partially. In other words, I can't just say that if I throw 1 mole of acetic acid into water, I get 1 mole of acetate, 1 mole of H+, because it doesn't dissolve 100% the way a strong electrolyte would do.
I'll just knock off
Now,
5 minutes
just like
off
in
that
other
sheet.
systems in equilibrium, that is with two-way arrows, weak electrolytes also have K values. Now, get ready for this. For weak acids, we call their K values Kas. For weak bases, their K values are called Kbs. Now, for insoluble solids like iron hydroxide, which dissociate only limitedly in water, we call their K values KSPs, where SP stands for solubility product. Now, water also gets its own K value, which we call Kw. So all these different K values are added to our list that includes Kc and Kp from earlier videos as well. So for all these different K values, however, the way you set up the K expression is pretty much the same as always. In other words, for any generic reaction at equilibrium like this one, the equilibrium rate constant, which I'm going to call K whatever, this could be K, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, yabba dabba doo, whatever it is going to be equal to the products raised to powers that correspond to their coefficients in the balanced equation divided by the analogous term for reactants, which is really once again proportional to a number that has products in the numerator divided by a number that has reactants in the denominator. Pretty important stuff. So once again, then, calculations with weak electrolytes are a little less straightforward because they do not dissolve completely. So for such calculations, we use a tool called ice tables. Now, when I'm talking about ice tables, the term ice here stands for initial change in equilibrium. And to be quite honest, the best way to teach these to you.
Fuck. ICE, by the way, stands for initial change equilibrium. Okay, okay. I think I remember this. It's a while ago. Hang Go lie. TBH, that Andrew Tate reel you probably said the funniest thing he's ever said. La migra. La migra. Bro. Yo, what y'all know about that ice?
Is to do some actual examples. So here we go.
Bro.
For the following equilibrium reaction, KC is
That
equal
one,
to this
bro.
crazy number.
Lock in. It's not La migra, bro. Oh my god.
So if you start this reaction with the following
No, yeah, dude. That might have been the funniest thing he's ever said, bro. Funny. Yeah, we not chillin' with at Josh No Mo.
initial concentration,
No Mo is crazy, bro.
then what are the concentrations of A, B, and C after the reaction reaches equilibrium? To show you how to do this, I'm going to take you to the board. For this reaction, it gives us a Kc value, and then we've got these initial concentrations for A, B, and C. It tells us that the initial concentration of A is 2.0, the initial concentration of B is 0.5. It then asks us what the final equilibrium concentrations of A, B, and C are once our reaction reaches equilibrium. Now, this is a classic setup for an ice table. You have to remember that ice stands for initial, change, and equilibrium. Now, again, initial means what are the concentrations right at the very, very beginning when I throw A and B into my reaction vessel? That is at initiation. Again, it tells us that it's 2 for A, 0.5 for B. But what is it for C? Right at the very beginning when I throw A and B into the reaction blast, how much C do I got? I got 0. It's going to be 0 right here. Now, presumably A and B, once they start interacting with each other, are going to go back and forth to C and then backwards and backwards and backwards, and eventually they're going to reach equilibrium. Now, obviously, because we start with 0 C, and we're eventually going to produce some amount of C, I don't know what that amount is yet, by the way, it should make sense that the amounts of A and B are going to decrease. By how much? I don't know. But I'm going to call that amount X. So I'm going to lose some amount of A that I'm going to call X. So for my change row, I write minus X. Now, conveniently, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between A and B. You can see that because there's an implied 1 and 1 coefficient in front of them. That's if I lose X moles of A, I will also lose the same number of moles of B. Got it? Now, how much C am I going to get? Well, also conveniently, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between those three. So
Plus
in the
X.
Gauss equation, thus I'm going to get X moles of C forming. So I'll go ahead and write down plus X right there.
Yes.
I hope that all makes sense. Now, how do we get the equilibrium row? Well, that one's not too bad. All we do is add rows 1 and 2. So the final equilibrium amount of A is going to be 2 minus X, and of B will be 0.5 minus X. Of C is going to be 0 plus X, which just comes mathematically to X. Now let's deal with our Kc expression. Kc expression is going to be equal to the equilibrium concentration of C, our products. If we had more products, they would go up here multiplied by each other, divided by that of our reactants. Also, if you have coefficients in front of these, they become exponents down here in this equation. However, because there's an implied coefficient of 1 next to each of these, there's an implied exponent of 1 down here. And mathematically, that doesn't make a difference, so I can just leave the ones off. It also tells me separately that the Kc value actually equals 2.0 times 10 to the negative 3. So how in the world do I solve for the equilibrium amounts of A, B, and C? In other words, how do I determine what the actual number is that goes in each of these boxes right here? Well, all I have to do is take these expressions, 2 minus X,
Plug them in,
insert
solve
them into
for
the respective
X.
locations down here, and then solve for X. Once I know what X is, I just put it back up into these boxes, and I have the amounts for A, B, and C. Make sense? So let's go ahead and take each of these terms and insert it into where it belongs for C, A, or B, respectively. If I got a 2 minus X small, same thing can be said over here. Now, you cannot do that all. When in the world am I is right here? I just look at the 10 exponent from over here. I got 10 to the negative 3. If it's 10 to the negative 3 or smaller, I can just disregard the X's in these sets of parentheses. If it's larger than that, then I cannot, because if it's larger than that, it actually will make a numerically significant difference if I throw it out versus including. Does that make sense, okay? So looking at our Kc value here, you can see that it's a 10 to the negative 3, 10 to the negative 3, which tells me that I can disregard X. So I'll just wipe away the X's, pretend they're not even there, and simplify my expression. Now we just use some algebra. You can see that 2 times 0.5 is actually equal to 1, and X divided by 1 is just equal to X. Thus, X at the end ends up being equal to the Kc value of 2 times 10 to the negative 3. Now the question didn't ask us what X is, it asked us what are the final amounts of A, B, and C. So what I have to do now that I figure out what X is insert it up here into these locations to identify the final equilibrium amounts of A, B, and C. Now rounding wise, if you take 2 and subtract from it this tiny number, 2.0 times 10 to the negative 3, that's really small. Rounding wise, it's not going to make a difference. So the final equilibrium concentration of A is going to be equal to 2 as far as rounding is concerned. I mean, it's going to be a little bit less than 2, it's going to be so close that rounding wise just becomes 0.2. Same thing also holds true over here. 0.5 minus this super small number is going to be rounding wise just equal to 0.5. But this value over here, well, that value is equal to this. Thus, the amount of C that we have after we reach equilibrium is equal to that value. So these are the final amounts of A, B, and C once our reaction reaches equilibrium, which is the answer to this question. Once our reaction reaches equilibrium.
Wait,
so
I don't get it.
This 0.5, it's going to be so close that rounding wise just becomes over here, I got 10 to the negative 3. If it's 10 to the negative 3 or smaller, I can just disregard the X's in these sets of parentheses. If it's larger than that, then I cannot, because if it's larger than that, it actually will make a numerically significant difference if I throw it out versus including. Does that make sense, okay? So looking at our Kc value here, you can see that it's 10 to the negative 3, 10 to the negative 3, which tells me that I can disregard X. So I'll just wipe away the X's, pretend they're not even there, and simplify my expression. Now we just use some algebra. You can see that 2 times 0.5 is actually equal to 1, and X divided by 1 is just equal to X. Thus, X at the end ends up being equal to the Kc value of 2 times 10 to the negative 3. Now the question didn't ask us what X is, it asked us what are the final amounts of A, B, and C. So what I have to do now to figure out what X is insert it up here into these locations to identify the final equilibrium amounts of A, B, and C. Now rounding wise, if you take 2 and subtract from it this tiny number, 2.0 times 10 to the negative 3, that's really small. Rounding wise, it's not going to make a difference. So finally,
Well, let's find out.
for this equilibrium reaction, Kc is equal to this number over here. Once again, if you start this reaction with these initial concentrations,
1, you start with the... Oh. Okay, you start with the La Migra table with 1, 1, 0. Minus X plus X.
then what will be the final concentrations of A, B, and C once this reaction reaches equilibrium? You're welcome to pause and try this on your own first. I'll now show you how to do it. But this equation gives us
Disregard if it's less than 10. Yeah.
the Kc value for this equilibrium reaction.
Yeah. X equals that. This is gonna be that. The other one's gonna be minus that.
And then it provides a
Off of that.
ratio of 10 to the minus 4
Whoa.
is actually 10 to the...
What?
If it's larger than that, then we cannot. Makes this
it's
algebra
two-
much
it's
easier to solve.
squared.
You might wonder though, when are we allowed to disregard the X? The answer is, we can throw out the X or disregard it if the Kc value is less than than or equal to a magnitude of 10 to the negative 3. And we basically ignore this number right here. We just look at the 10 and its exponent up here. If it's 10 to the negative 3 or smaller, then we can throw out the x when we're simplifying the setup. If it's larger than that, then we cannot. Hope that makes sense. You can see in this example we have a 10 to the negative 4. That is much smaller in magnitude than 10 to the negative 3. Thus, I am allowed to throw out these x's. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase them and pretend that they aren't even there. You can see then that this is 2x, entire term squared, divided by 1 times 1. So this entire thing simplifies to 2x squared being equal to that. Makes sense?
Oh,
we
yeah,
have to
yeah,
square
okay.
this, which gives us that, and then solve for x. To solve for x algebraically, I have to begin by dividing both sides by 4. I end up getting x squared being equal to 1.25 times 10 to the negative 4. To solve for x further, I'll just take the square root of both sides. Square root of x squared is just x. And in order to figure out this thing, you can actually parse or separate these out. Square root of 10 to the minus 4, and write that down, and square root of 1.25. The square root of 10 to the minus 4 is actually 10 to the minus 2. Square root of 1.25, you kind of have to guesstimate on this. The way I handle numbers like this is I remember my times tables from elementary school. 10 times 10 is 100. 11 times 10 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. Well, that makes sense. 11 times 11 is 121. So if we kind of think about that, 11 times 11, which is the same thing as 11 squared, being equal to 121, you can see that the square root of 121 is equal to 11. And by extension or analogy,
The fuck this shit gotta do with teeth? Bro, listen, man. I don't know. But it's general
the
chemistry,
square root of
so...
1.21 is equal to 1.1, because I just have this decimal in there. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, 1.25 is not exactly the same as 1.21, but it's pretty close. So I'm guessing the square root of 1.25 is going to be around 1.1. So x then is going to be equal to about 1.1 times 10 to the negative 2. Now the question, of course, asks us, what is the final concentration of A, B, and C once we reach equilibrium? Well, knowing that this is the value of x, I just have to take this value and insert it into its respective location up here in each of these little boxes and get a number. Now, if I take 1 minus this really tiny number and then round it, the final concentration for A at equilibrium ends up being rounding-wise just 1. So I can just leave it as being about 1. It'll be a little bit less than 1, but rounding-wise, it comes pretty close to this 1. The same thing holds true for B. But what about C? Well, C is 2 times x, and if this is x, 2 times that number is going to be equal to 2.2 times 10 to the negative 2. And again, this isn't exact. If I had a calculator, I could draw more decimals and get a more perfect square root of 1.25. We don't have calculators on the DAT. As a consequence, we have to be able to do this pretty quickly without using one. And these answers are going to be very close. Thus, these are the final equilibrium concentrations for A, B, and C. And last, for this equilibrium reaction involving weak acid, Kc is equal to this weird number. So if you start this reaction with the following initial concentration,
I'm
what's
just
the
trying to
equilibrium
get past this PMO, bro.
of H plus? Once again, show you how to do this now. For this example, we have an equilibrium reaction, which is indicated by the back and forth arrow shown here, which HA is kind of an equilibrium with H plus and A minus. It gives us a Kc value, which for a weak acid reaction like this can actually be called a Ka value, exact same thing, and A minus plus. In other words, it just can you. So in these cases where you have a set of parentheses and some equation simplifies to approach, the reason is because you can multiply these two.
Let me do it, ho. Alright. Proceed until the region yielding the following concentration too. What is the KEQ of the reaction? H2 plus O2 yields H2O. So I'm about 2. We're gonna go AQ equals gotta use am I right? And we just gotta use 825. Oh, that's it. So this is gonna be 864. Yeah. 4 times. Bro, we don't got a 16 out of 25? Oh, shoot! I squared everything. Over 2 times 32. What the hell? It's too low.
You see, principles that I taught you elsewhere, you probably understand expressions. Well, equilibrium by 3 seconds. So we can just take each of these numbers. 5 is 25 multiplied by 2 in the denominator gives us 50. At this point, we might be tempted to simplify the fraction. However, 5 multiplied by 2 in the denominator gives us 50. At this point, we might be tempted to simplify the fraction. However, given our multiple choice options, you can see that they haven't done that. So that is going to be our number. And as you can see,
Oh. Oh my god. I was right? But they didn't
in this video,
simplify.
chemical
Why are we not simplifying, bro? What kind of doo-doo answer is this?
In this video, Chemical Equilibrium, I'll teach you more about KSP. To review, as I taught you previously, weak electrolytes in equilibrium do have K values, just like any other equilibrium system. Weak acids K values are called Kas, weak bases K values are called Kbs, water's K value is called Kw, and for insoluble solids like iron 2 hydroxide, which dissociate or dissolve only limitedly in water, their K values are called KSPs, where SP stands for solubility product. So for all these different K values, the way that you set up K expression is pretty much the same as always. In other words, for any binary reaction at equilibrium such as this one, the equilibrium rate constant K whatever is going to be equal to the equilibrium concentrations of the products multiplied by each other, but each raised to the power of their coefficients in the balanced equation divided by the analogous term for the reactants. In other words, K whatever, either Ka, Kb, Kc, K, etc., is going to be equal to some number that's derived from the term of the products divided by an analogous number with reactants in the denominator. So that's pretty much going to be the same as always, regardless of what K you're talking about. With that said, then, in this video, we'll do a bunch of calculations involving specifically KSP. So the way that you solve KSP problems is by first writing out the balanced chemical equation, next writing out your equilibrium expression KSP, and last solving for whatever's missing. So on the DT, there are 4 general kinds of KSP calculation questions that you'll deal with. First is calculating molar solubility. Next is calculating KSP itself. Next is calculating solubility for common ion effect questions. And I'll talk about this in a little bit.
Molar solubility. KSP. Calculate solubility for a common ion.
And last is determining if precipitation
Precipitation
will occur. So I'm going to deal now with examples in each one of these categories in sequence. And to be honest, the best way to do these is to just show you examples. We'll of course start then with calculating molar solubility. Example question: what's the molar solubility of lead 2 chloride whose KSP is this crazy number shown here? To show you how to do this kind of KSP problem, I'm going to take you to the board. We begin by writing down our lead 2 chloride right here, and kind of KSP problem. I'm going to take you to the board. We begin by writing down our lead 2 chloride right here, and I know that it is a solid indicated by a little s here because the problem provides us a KSP value for it. KSPs, unlike our other K values, are specifically designated for substances that are solids, that is, solid precipitates or minimally soluble in solution. Okay, that's one thing you should hopefully know. What I'm going to do is take this and dissolve it out into its ions. Lead 2 plus and 2 chloride minuses. Now, I taught you before our solubility rules chapter that lead chloride is not soluble in water, and it turns out that was a little bit of a lie because I had not yet taught you equilibrium reactions. When you see those things that are insoluble in water, what it actually means is that they're minimally or tidally soluble in water. They dissolve a little bit, just a tiny bit, indicated by the very, very small value for KSP. Okay? Now, what in the world does molar solubility really mean? This question asks us to determine the molar solubility of this substance. The simplest way that I can explain molar solubility is this. And molar solubility means the number of moles of lead chloride in this case that dissolve for every 1 mole of lead chloride that you had in there. That's essentially what molar solubility means. How in the world can we determine that? The best way of dealing with this is to do it with an ice table. So what is the initial concentration of our lead chloride? It doesn't tell us that, but guess what? It doesn't matter. We can arbitrarily start out by just calling it 1. Why? Because we're trying to determine how many moles of lead chloride end up getting dissolved per 1 mole of lead chloride. It's just a ratio, so you can out of the gate just call it 1. And we know an initiation in our ice table when we throw in lead chloride into our water, at the very, very moment that it hits it, the amount of dissolved ions here is going to be 0 and 0. The lead chloride, as it gradually dissolves very minimally, but gradually does, it's going to decrease its amount by a certain amount we will call x. So I'm going to have minus x in my change row. What do I do for these values? Well, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between these two. So if this decreases by minus x, the amount of lead plus or 2 plus will increase by plus x, and there's a 2 coefficient here. So the amount of chloride that will increase will be plus 2x, because it's all relative to the amount of lead chloride x that disappears. In order to get the E row, I just add up rows I and C to achieve those final values. Now I'm going to write out my KSP expression. As I've stated elsewhere, with all K expressions, you never ever insert solids or liquids into them. Okay? We only deal with aqueous and gaseous species. Okay? So I'm not going to throw lead chloride solid into the KSP expression, but instead only throw in the equilibrium concentrations of my 2 ions, lead and chloride. You'll notice that there's a 2 coefficient here, which becomes an exponent over here in that expression. So that's the KSP expression. Now this question also provides for us an actual value for KSP, which I'll go ahead and set equal to this: 2.5 times 10 to the minus 4. What I need to do now is take my equilibrium values for these ions and insert them down here into their respective locations, right like that. And then I will solve for x. What in the world does x mean? Remember that if we start with 1 mole of lead chloride solid, x is the number of moles that we lose. That is in effect our molar solubility. This is the reason, by the way, that there's a 2 here in front of this x, because the 4 and then I also x cubed. How do I get rid of that cube? By taking the cube root of both sides, so that the cube root of this entire term is going to be equal to x. The question asks molar solubility. Remember, molar solubility represents the number of moles of lead chloride that do dissolve. If you start with 1, that is going to be the answer. And it's very possible on your exam they might just leave it in that form so that you don't have to simplify further, because doing that without a calculator would be mighty tricky. Nevertheless, if you want to check it, simplifying this entire term and then taking its cube root will give you a genuine answer that is the molar solubility of lead chloride. The next category is calculating KSP itself. Here's an example problem. When dissolved in water at a certain temperature, a certain ionic compound with this formula is found to have solubility shown here. What is the KSP of this compound? To do this, I'm going to take you to the board. Very similar to our previous example, they have solubility.
Certain ionic compound A2B is found to have solubility of 2. So we use A2B and then do arrow to A plus. E2 minus A. You make the ice table. That equals that. Oh no, you gotta no the molars are. The KSP is gonna be only given molarity.
Is obviously going to be this is all because that equals in. So there's an implied 1x is us to solve for the molar solubility. In other words, it asks us to solve for x. In this example, it asks us what is KSP. So it gives us x and asks us to solve for KSP. So what is the molar solubility?
Oh wait, did it give us what it was at equilibrium?
of this compound. Here's going to be plus to previous rows, and now we'll come up with a KSP expression.
It is.
In other words, 2 times laid down, the KSP expression is being equal to the equilibrium concentration of product A, again because it has a 2 coefficient here, it will become an exponent, multiplied by product B, like that, okay? Now let's replace each of these with their respective values at equilibrium. The final concentration here, A, is going to be 2 times that term. Again, the reason why it's 2 times that term is because this is the value, all in terms of this thing right here, A2B, okay? Because there's a 1 to 2 ratio of this to that, the amount of A we get out is double the amount of this that we lost, okay? So it's 2 times that. So I take this entire number and insert it here for A. I can square the terms by 2, 4 times 10 to the minus 6, 10 to the minus 6, 10 to the minus 6. Multiply 10 to something by 10 to something else. What do you do with those exponents? You just add them. So I'm telling you this 10 to the minus 6 is the same thing as 10 to the minus 12. Similarly, you just take the minus 6 and multiply by 2 and you get the same thing. I now multiply that by this term over here. I can just take the 16 and multiply by 2 and that gives me 32, and I take the 10, raise to the minus 12, multiply by 10 to the minus 6, I add those exponents together, and I get 10 to the minus 18. I might leave it like that, or I might simplify it down to 3.2 times 10 to the minus 17. In any event, that is the answer to KSP. Yeah!
Damn. Nah, they serious, bro. Alright, let's do it. Oh my god. Okay, lead 3 carbonate. Lead 3 carbonate, carbonate. Carbonate is soluble in water, I believe, but lead is not. Okay. Lead has a okay. Lead 3 carbonate. Yes. Wait. Oh, it's lead 2. Yeah. 2 minus 2. KSP. What is the molar solubility? Okay. You can just start this out. We're gonna have this squared, so it's gonna be negative x. Divided by 1. Well, then on top it's going to be negative x. Yes. Oh shoot. Oh wait, but it doesn't really matter. X times x. Also x squared still. Oh shoot, I chose the wrong one. Why am I looking at that one? What the?
Dissolve. Which number on the board is that going to be? You can hopefully see it's going to be this number right there, or specifically opposed to KC. Yes. Happens in this ice table to be equal. Lead carbonate will not appear in the denominator because it is a salt. And I know that, of course, because it's a KSP as opposed.
Oh, the KSP is low, so I can disregard the X.
To KC, again, the KSP. And if I want to solve for X, I just have to take the square roots of both sides. Square root of X squared is simple.
Bruh. Oh my, wait, no, but then I would have to disregard the other one too.
Simplify then, it's p-value here, concentration of my products, divided by that of the reactants. The one caveat, of course, is that I never insert anything into the expression that is a liquid or a solid. Hence, this lead carbonate will not appear in the denominator.
Oh my god, it's a solid! Oh my... Holy...
In this video on chemical equilibrium, I'll teach you more about KSP.
Oh, okay. Okay,
The next kind
I'll
of KSP
get
problem
on
we
that
deal with on the DT is common ion effect problems. Before going to the board or showing you an example question, I want to ask you, what do you think would happen if I had this reaction in equilibrium? This is acetic acid dissolving in water. It's a weak acid, which means it has a 2A arrow here. I want you to imagine that I have this, and then suddenly I add a bunch of sodium acetate. But yeah, because sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte, that is sodium acetate, not to be confused with acetic acid up here. Sodium acetate is an ionic compound that is highly soluble in water, according to our solubility rules we learned in an earlier chapter. Sodium acetate dissolves freely in water like this, so sodium acetate basically forms a one-way arrow dissolving into acetate and sodium cation. Sort of imagine this, if I have all this going on in the same vessel, what in the world would happen? You can hopefully imagine that adding sodium acetate here to our system is going to increase the amount of acetate right here. If I had this all dissolved in the same vessel, this acetate right here is going to feed into this reaction up top and push this reaction to the left by Le Chatelier's principle. In other words, I got acetic acid, weak acid dissociating loosely, and I add into the same vessel sodium acetate, which dissolves pretty much 100% to form acetate anion and sodium cation. What I'm suggesting, again, is that this increased concentration of sodium acetate is actually going to feed back into this reaction up here and drive this reaction backwards or to the left by Le Chatelier's principle because it increases the amount of product. Okay, so to sum this idea up then, if you have an equilibrium reaction and you add a strong electrolyte that produces one of the ions on the right side of that equilibrium reaction, then the equilibrium reaction will be driven to the left.
Equilibrium reaction. Strong electrolyte that produces. Oh yeah, because it'll make. Okay.
This is called the common ion effect. Now to illustrate it, I'm now going to show you a problem. You've got this concentration of HCl that's added to a solution of lead 2 chloride. What is the new solubility of lead 2 chloride, keeping in mind that its KSP is this number. To show you how to do this common ion effect problem, I'm going to take you to the board. In typical style, I begin by writing down all the information provided. It gives me a KSP and it gives me these two substances. We'll deal with those in just a moment. What I want to remind us of is the fact that molar solubility is moles of the thing that is minimally soluble that end up getting dissolved per 1 mole of that same thing. I'm going to assume that it is lead chloride. Why? Well, HCl, the other substance it's given us, is one of the 7 strong acids that you should memorize. You should also memorize that those 7 strong acids, their first hydrogen is always extremely soluble. And in the case of HCl, it only has 1 hydrogen, which means that HCl dissolves essentially 100% into H plus and Cl minus. This means that if I start out at 0.5 molar, as it tells me, because there's a 1-to-1 stoichiometric ratio, all of this is going to get dissolved, and I'm going to end up with 0.5 molar of each of those products. Why is that relevant? Well, let's dissect the lead chloride to see if we can figure that out. Lead chloride must be the thing that's minimally soluble because of the solubility rules that we learned earlier and determined that lead chloride is not highly soluble in water. When I say it's insoluble in water, according to those rules, I don't really mean 100% insoluble. I mean very, very tinily insoluble, which means that it does have equilibrium arrows going back and forth between it and the ions into which it dissolves. And hopefully you're okay making the leap from lead chloride solid here dissolving into lead cation and 2 chloride anions, okay? When these dissolve out, this 2 subscript turns into a coefficient. Obviously, the KSP then is referring to the thing that is the solid that only dissolves minimally. So it is referring to this reaction right here, not to the reaction down here. Now, why in the world is this irrelevant? These two things being combined together, what does this have to do with each other? Well, let me ask you, do you see anything that these two things have in common? You can hopefully see the chloride down here that gets spat out when I throw the HCl into this container is a common ion that the lead chloride also has. So when I, for example, start laying out an ice table, usually I start by saying that there's 0 moles per liter of each of these products. But guess what? Because these are thrown in the same container, this dissolves instantly 100%. The chloride is not starting at 0. It's starting at this number right here. So the chloride that gets spat out by this feeds back in here right at initiation. So I end up with 0.50 moles per liter of chloride at initiation from the lead chloride. That's how common ion effect works. Right at initiation, of course, the lead cation will be 0. I don't care about H plus because it's not in common up here, and there's not another source of lead cation, so it's going to start at 0. And I'm going to assume that the amount of lead chloride here starting out is going to be 1. Why do I assume that? Because I'm trying to solve for molar solubility, and molar solubility is really just a ratio of how many moles of lead chloride I get to dissolve if I start out with 1 mole of lead chloride. So to simplify everything, it's always easier to start out with just 1 right here for your I row. In other words, as this gradually dissociates, the amount of lead chloride is going to decrease by something. I don't know what it is, but I'll just call it X, okay? And eventually arrive at some final concentration right here, okay? That X is the answer. See, that X is the amount of moles of lead chloride that have dissolved out per 1 mole of lead chloride because I set up my ice table with a 1 right there. Does that make sense? So what do I put in these locations for row C? Well, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between the lead chloride and the lead cation, so if this decreases by minus X, this one's going to increase by plus X. How about the chloride? Well, there's a 1-to-2 ratio of this to this, so this one's going to be plus 2X. Now, the E row, the final equilibrium, is achieved by just adding these 2 rows so that I end up with these values right there. You can see that the value I get for chloride is a little bit different because I have that common ion from the HCl that made it so I did not start up 0 right here at initiation for chloride. See the difference between common ion and just a regular boring ice table? Good. Now we'll take a look closer at our KSP. Our KSP expression is, of course, going to be equal to the equilibrium concentrations of our products multiplied by each other. And we have to remember that because there's a 2 coefficient next to the chloride, it becomes an exponent in this expression. So that's our KSP. What I'm going to do now is replace these terms with their analogous terms down here from my ice table. These ones right here. Just like that. And then I'm going to set them equal to the KSP value that this problem gave me. Now remember how I told you that molar solubility is equal to this number right here. It's the number of moles of lead chloride that dissolve if I start out with 1 mole of lead chloride. In other words, all I have to do is solve for X using this equation. And that answer X is the answer to this question. Let me clear the board here and we'll start doing some math. You might look at this and think that's really complicated. We're going to have to FOIL this out or something. But it turns out, though, anytime you're dealing with a KSP value where the exponent over 10 is smaller or more negative than -3, in other words, if it's -4 or -5 or -6, that's really, really small. What it means is that the X term is going to be so small that if you're adding or subtracting that, it doesn't make a difference. You can just throw it out because it won't actually affect the 0.5 significantly enough to make it, after you round it, anything other than 0.5. Okay, so that's kind of the rule of thumb. If it's 10 to the -4 or smaller, then I can just throw away any X's or X terms that get added or subtracted. I definitely can't do that for X's that get multiplied or divided. Because multiplying or dividing by a small number, that actually does make a difference. But adding or subtracting a small number does not. So let's go ahead and simplify this by throwing away that plus 2X. What is 0.5 squared, or 0.5 times 0.5? It's 0.25. What is 0.5 2.5 here multiplied by x, and set that equal to 2.5 times 10 to the minus 4. To solve for x, I'm going to have to divide both sides algebraically by 0.25, and then I get x being equal to this thing. Is there anything that I can do to simplify that further? Well, you might notice that 0.1 is the same thing as 10 to the minus 1, and that 2.5 times 0.1 would be equal to 0.25. In other words, what I'm saying is that you can rewrite 0.25 as 2.5 times 10 to the minus 1, because 2.5 times 0.1, which is the same thing as 10 to the minus 1, equals 0.25. So that simplifies things a little bit. Turns out you can separate terms and divide 2.5 divided by 2.5. They divide each other out, so my final answer ends up being 1 times 10 to the minus 4 divided by 10 to the minus 1. Well, it's not my final answer, I have to simplify this. Now, you might know that if you have 10 raised to an exponent multiplied by 4, that if you simplify 3, another way of, yeah. We know
Oh, it's minus 1, so it's plus this 3.
So that is the answer. To this question. Yeah. We now enter the last category of KSP problems, determining if precipitation will occur. So for precipitation problems, you don't usually need an ice table. Instead, you just write the balanced equation, write the solubility expression, that is the KSP expression, plug in the concentration values, and then see if your Q is larger than KSP. If Q is larger than copper 2 nitrate, then you add...
Okay. It's added to a final concentration. Precipitate. KSP is okay. Nitrate is soluble. NaNO3.
It's full precipitation. Illustrate how to do
CuiO3
this kind of problem. I'll not take you to the board. I begin by writing the nitrate, I 100%. And sodium cation, and iodate, anion. Why in the world does any of this have to do with anything? Well, you notice that the other piece of information provided in this question is the KSP of this substance, copper iodate. What does it have to do with this? I don't want copper iodate here, or do I? Well, I throw these things together into the same container, they're going to dissolve 100%. But then, some of this copper right here is going to bind some of this iodate. And when they combine, wow, they're going to combine to form copper iodate, which is insoluble or minimally soluble because that's such a tiny number as its KSP. And once copper iodate forms, it will exist in a minimally soluble equilibrium KSP kind of reaction that looks like this one down here. And hopefully that all makes sense. I promise we wouldn't have to do an ice table on this. What we are going to do, however, is write our KSP expression for this. And we're going to keep in mind that the initial values of these numbers are not 0. They are, in fact, numbers that come from this. You see, for instance, the copper 2 plus cation here that emerges from my copper nitrate is 1-to-1 stoichiometry relationship here, which means if I throw in 1 times 10 to the minus 2 molar of this, when it all dissolves 100%, I'm going to get that same number out of copper cation. By analogy, I throw in this number of sodium iodate, I get the same molarity or number of moles per liter of iodate out the other side. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this number right here and insert it in for that, and I'm going to take this number and insert it in for that. Throw it into the KSP expression and see where our new number lies relative to that KSP. As you may imagine, the KSP expression for this equation down here should be equal to this right here. And you'll notice that because this copper iodate is minimally soluble, and it must be because we're dealing with a KSP, it's a solid precipitate, it does not appear in the KSP expression. So again, what I'll do is I'll take this value for copper, I insert it right here, I take this value for the iodate, insert it right here, and I see where those numbers lie, or where the ultimate product lies relative to the KSP shown at the top of the board. Let's clear some room and do that. Now, strictly speaking, the values here that we were given for the copper cation and iodate anion in the system are not necessarily at equilibrium. Therefore, technically, this is a Q equation. It's not a K expression. K expression are where we're definitely in equilibrium, and Q is situations where we may or may not be. Okay? So now let's just do the math. Squaring this entire term, I take 6 squared. 6 times 6 is 36. And now I'm going to also square 10 to the minus 3. Minus 3 multiplied by 2 is 10 to the minus 6. So that simplifies this term. I now have to multiply that by 1 times 10 to the minus 2.
Regardless, I was learning chemistry, man. Why would do that, brother?
1 is just 36. And 10 to the minus 2 multiplied by 10 to the minus 6. I just add up these exponents.
Bro, just leave it inside the quantitative ability thing, bro. Like, damn.
10 to the minus 8. So that's 36 times 10 to the minus 8. Obviously not the same thing as 3.6 times 10 to the minus 6. But you might notice that you could rewrite this as 3.6 times 10 to the minus 7.
Are we okay, DAT?
Yeah, it's smaller. So what does that mean with regard to precipitation? Well, it turns out that if you've got concentrations for these things over here that are so small that when you multiply them together in this expression, you get a number that's smaller than the KSP, then that means that you will get no precipitation. In contrast, if you get numbers that are bigger, so if this number was larger than this number, then that would mean that I do have enough of these substances that it's going to drive the equilibrium to the left, and this solid is going to start precipitating out. Does that make sense? Again, because 10 to the minus 7 is smaller than 10 to the minus 6. This is going to be smaller concentration. It won't push to the left, will not cause this solid to crash out and precipitate. So the answer is no precipitation. Yeah.
What's wrong with Mike, bro? This guy's on crack cocaine. And so if the Q is less than, yeah, so if the Q is less than that.
To crash out. Let's precipitate. So the answer is no precipitation. Yeah.
Guy Mike, bro. This guy Mike is funny, bro. This guy Mike is he's a genius, bro. Genius. If you which is following a reaction quotient yield values would yield the least amount. Oh. We good, gang? Okay, let's see here. Oh. Oh. Sir, because it's gonna be the lower one. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, man. Yeah, it's my childhood crush's birthday, bro. Should I say happy birthday, bro? Yeah, should I say happy birthday, bro? Say happy birthday? Literally the finest of shits, chat. Ah, chat. Guys, we're locked the fuck in, bro. Chat, we're locked in, muds. Chat, we're locked in, muds. We are locked in, muds. We are locked in, muds. We're the most locked of ins, muds.
In this stereochemistry video.
Mike again, bruh.
Video I will teach you about chirality and physical properties. We'll of course start with chirality. So some
Chirality, chat. Chirality. What y'all know about chirality, chat? What do y'all know about that? What do y'all know about that, bro? Yo, how's it 10:41 p.m., chat? It feels like 1 a.m. right now, bro. I feel like I'm starting to get delirious, bro. You need to hurry up and finish this PMO because I'm about to be PMO, bro. Oh, real shit. Like, it's real shit, bro. It's... I can't do this shit no more, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo. Let me pause this, bro. Yo. If there are any DAT studiers out there, bro, let's make a community, bro. Because there's just no way that I could be the only person that looks at OChem for the 3rd day in a row and goes, oh yeah, man, it's just another OChem day. Let's keep on studying. No, bro, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one, right? I can't be the only one. Surely gotta start a study group, bro. Like, surely, bro. I need someone that comes to me and be like, yo, Josh, I need you to lock in. Like, on some, like, Chaywan shit, bro. Come on, man. Like, I need something like that, bro. Because I can't do this no more, bro. I'm 2 months away, and I already can't do this no more, bro. Oh, my God. Josh, wake up. 24-hour PMO. Wake up. I'm not doing a 24-hour PMO! Oh, my God. 24-hour study, 1 minute break. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, sure, bro. Can't do this no more, man.
molecules have the ability to rotate plain polarized light when they're placed in a special machine called a polarimeter. Such molecules are said to be chiral.
Think about it, then you could do a 24-hour break. Isn't that how the PMO thing works? No, that's not how it works, bro. No, it's not how it works. It's not 1-to-1, bro. It's not 1-to-1. 1-to-1, bro. Technically, if I do a 24-hour stream, it would be like a 4-hour break after that, bro.
Active. Now, molecules with stereoisomers are often chiral. These include enantiomers and numerous kinds of diastereomers. For instance, here is a pair of enantiomers. If I had either of those enantiomers isolated from each other, they would be chiral. In other words, if I place them in solution
My bad, 1 second break. Okay then, 30-minute break.
in this machine,
Guys, no, I hate y'all, bro. Chat, we're not doing that. So y'all right now, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Alright. You had to blink 1 time. Bro, that's even less than 1 second,
called
bro.
polarimeter, and it fired its plain polarized light down a tube and hit that solution. It would rotate that light by a certain amount. That's what we're talking about when we say chiral or optical.
Guys, we're on Danks Major right now, man. OChem.
Based in a special machine called a polarimeter. Such molecules are said to be chiral or optically active. Now, molecules with stereoisomers are often chiral. These include enantiomers and
Your break ends when you blink. That's crazy.
numerous kinds
Okay, guys, ready? Our PMO's done. Come on. Like, bro, no, man.
of diastereomers. For instance, here is a pair of enantiomers. If I had either of those enantiomers isolated from each other, they would be chiral. In other words, if I placed them in solution in this machine called a polarimeter,
No.
and it fired its plain
Not
polarized light
doing
down a
that.
tube and
Not
hit that solution,
doing that.
it would rotate that light by a
Where's
certain
your
amount. That's what we're talking about when we say chiral or optically active. By contrast, here are different subclasses of diastereomers. I have cis-trans isomers on rings, I've got cis-trans or easy isomers of alkenes, and then I have a pair of diastereomers here that have multiple stereocenters but don't have exact opposite or exactly the same RS configuration. Again, all of these are subclasses of diastereomers. Now, as it turns out, these 3 kinds of diastereomers are chiral, whereas all of these others are actually not chiral, or better said, achiral. You
Break
might wonder
starts when your hair looks full. Okay.
why.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain this in a subsequent video. For now, I just want you to understand that, as I mentioned before, chiral molecules rotate plane polarized light in this kind of machine called a polarimeter and are said to be optically active. Molecules that rotate plane polarized light clockwise are called dextrorotatory, or D, molecules, while molecules that rotate plane polarized light counterclockwise are called levorotatory, or L, molecules. Now, just so you know, enantiomers rotate light by the exact same amount as each other, but in opposite directions. It should follow then that molecules that don't rotate plane polarized light are called achiral or optically inactive. Now, there are 3 different kinds of optically inactive or achiral molecules or situations. First, if you have a 50-50 mixture of 2 enantiomers in a solution, then that mixture, which is called a racemic mixture, is achiral. Why is it achiral? As I just stated, enantiomers rotate plane polarized light by the exact same amount, but in opposite directions. So if I had a single vial that had a 50-50 mixture of 2 enantiomers, then theoretically one enantiomer would rotate that light as it comes down that tube by a certain amount in one direction. The opposite enantiomer, present in the same amount in that mixture, would then counteract that effect by rotating the light by the exact same amount in the opposite direction. So the two would cancel each other out, giving you no net optical rotation. Does that make sense? So again, racemic mixtures are achiral because the effect that both enantiomers have on that plane polarized light cancels each other out. Second is molecules that don't have any stereochemical.
Yo, can the DAT be like a tag in, bro? So like when it gets to like this OChem in the chem section, I could just tag in Dank or something, bro? Oh, Jeff.
Chemistry in them because they don't have stereocenters or they don't have cis-trans stereochemistry in them are also achiral. You have to have some type of stereochemistry in order to be chiral. And third, meso compounds are also achiral. We'll talk about these in later.
Brother, I barely passed that class. Oh, me too! God. Tag in chat GPT, bro. Bro, I can't tag in chat GPT. And you should have just streamed during COVID for real and dropped out. I did stream during COVID. I did stream during COVID. I actually did stream a lot during COVID. And I dropped like 3 YouTube videos a day. Were they cringe? You didn't stream right. Should have blown up during COVID. Well, could have, should have, bro. Like, damn it, bro. We're already 5 years past COVID, man. All right, we gotta drop it. We gotta drop it. I can't think like that no more, bro. I can't think like that no more. It's now, bro. It's now. Oh shoot, my cam's dead. Back when he played games, aka Genshin. It was literally just Genshin. Somehow I extended playing Genshin for like six. How many hours did I used to play Genshin for? It was a lot of hours. I don't know how I did that. Shit, bros. This thing about to die too. Guys, this thing's about to die too, bro. I don't even remember how.
As a slight explanation of this
I used to
collection here,
grind that
this molecule right here happens to be meso, which is why it's achiral. Now we jump to physical properties. So enantiomers have the same physical properties as each other. That is, they have the exact same boiling points as each other, the same solubilities, melting points, and so forth. Thus, it is very difficult to separate enantiomers from each other once they are mixed together. In fact, you can only separate enantiomers if you expose them to chiral separation conditions. Thus, the only major physical differences between enantiomers, a pair of enantiomers, are the direction in which they rotate plane polarized light, which is exactly opposite, and their effect on biological systems. We discussed the glutamine example in an earlier video. These differences are only possible because both of these environments, that is plane polarized light and living systems, are chiral. So again, if you have a chiral molecule and you expose it to a chiral environment, it actually can be recognized different. So in all other achiral settings, they behave exactly the same. But diastereomers, as it turns out, do have different physical properties. That is, they have different boiling points, solubilities, melting points, and so forth. So they can be more easily separated from each other, sometimes very easily. So they can have different physical properties. That is, they have different...
Boiling constants, pair of rotate.
In this stereochemistry video, I introduce you to meso compounds. So I want to start by looking at
Meso
this example molecule name.
compounds.
I'm going to ask you the question, what do you notice about this molecule? We might notice a number of things, but the thing that is most important for the sake of this video is that this molecule can be bisected by a line of symmetry. What is a line of symmetry? Well, a line of symmetry is a straight line that you can draw down the molecule somewhere, where everything on one side of that line is a mirror image of everything on the other side of that line. And hopefully you can clearly see that that is the case here. So if you have a molecule like molecule A here, that can be bisected by a line of symmetry right down the middle.
Dang, is that my highest average?
This molecule is
all
actually
time?
achiral, which means it does not rotate plane
15.
polarized light. Compounds like A are called meso compounds. Thus, a meso compound is a molecule that has two or more stereocenters in it and can be bisected by a line of symmetry. So, meso compounds enantiomers, yeah, I'm using air quotes here, are actually not different. That is, their enantiomers are actually exactly the same as the original molecule. You might remember that enantiomers are mirror images that are not superimposable. But if I take molecule A and I draw its mirror image molecule, it looks like this. You'll notice that the mirror image molecule over here is actually exactly the same as molecule A itself. In other words, the mirror image molecule of any meso compound is exactly the same as the meso compound itself. Thus, meso compounds don't actually have enantiomers because their mirror image analogs are, in fact, the same exact molecule. That's the reason why I use enantiomers in air quotes. And this again explains why meso compounds are achiral. Air quotes. And this again explains why meso compounds are achiral. So often, determining if a compound is meso is fairly straightforward. For example, can you please tell me if the following molecules are meso?
Yes. Yes.
Feel free to pause the video and try this first, then apply filters, as we look at each of the image of everything on the other. Therefore, these molecules are clearly both meso, and as a result, are achiral. Now, with all that said, sometimes, unfortunately, determining if a compound is meso is not as straightforward. For example, can you please tell me if this molecule is meso? Feel free to pause the video and try. Right on your own, then play, and we'll talk about it. Okay, here's the answer. Again, this molecule definitely has two or more stereocenters or chiral centers. I've got one here, and I have one here. So it fits that criterion for being meso. But is it bisectable by a line of symmetry? Well, if I draw a straight line right here, it kind of doesn't really look like it. What is drawn over here to the left side of this line is not an exact mirror image of what I have over here to the right. It kind of looks like it's not meso. However, we have to remember that single bonds do rotate freely. So if I rotate around this single bond right here, I can do it in such a way that I pull the bromine out and the hydrogen back and this methyl group back, kind of to the right like this. So I can make this molecule, in fact, look like this. In other words, what I'm suggesting is that these two molecules are exactly the same. I just rotated around the single bond. Now, does it look like this molecule here is meso? Yeah, it clearly does, because I can bisect this with a line of symmetry, no problem. Everything on one side is a mirror image of everything on the other side. Therefore, the answer is yes. So again, if you're faced with a question about whether or not a molecule is meso, don't... too hasty on it. First of all, it has to have two or more stereocenters. If it does, again, don't jump the gun and assume that it isn't just because you can't draw a line of symmetry down. See if you can rotate around single bonds and make it so that it does have a line of symmetry. If it doesn't, then it's not meso, but if it does, then it is. Now, as an aside, if I actually do RS configuration here, this molecule, the stereocenter right here to the left is S, and the one here to the right happens to be R. That's kind of interesting to note, by the way, because this molecule has a line... of symmetry, and the configuration of the stereocenter to the left is the exact opposite of that to the right. A meso compound really is kind of like having two enantiomers stuck together in the exact same molecule. As we said before, you have a 50-50 mixture of two enantiomers, you put it in polarimeter, the rotating positive strike first, then it...
No, because you can't rotate this.
Like, I'll explain. Because the answer is no. What I have here is no. Read image of stuff left. Zip.
Okay, meso compound. All right, which of the following molecules rotates plane polarized light? Rotates plane polarized light. This one does not. This one also. Rotates plane polarized light. Rotates it. The other one wouldn't.
For this video, we tackle Fisher projections.
Hi.
So, Fisher projections are a flat way of drawing molecules with stereocenters. Instead of using wedges or dashes like we have thus far in previous videos in this chapter, we understood that what we're really conveying to the reader as a Fisher projection is that the bonds here to the horizontals are coming three-dimensionally towards us, so they're like being on the ends of wedges, whereas the bonds going to the verticals are three-dimensionally pointing away from us, so they're on the ends of dashes. Now, if we took this molecule and sort of rotated it over a blue plane drawn here for reference, it's kind of like you were staring at this molecule like a floating eyeball down the crotch right here with W and X pointing up towards you. So this is what Fisher projections are trying to convey. And then if you took this molecule and drew it in a typical line bond fashion with wedges and dashes like we're accustomed to, it would actually look like this. Does that make sense? Good. Let's do some simple examples. I want you to convert the following wedge and dash representation into a Fisher projection. If I get a pause video, try this on your own first, then hit play.
That's gonna look like. It's gonna...
I'll talk you through. Blue ethyl group to this carbon down to this CH3 to all be drawn so that they're appearing right up the crotch toward this carbon right here with the OH and hydrogen pointing towards that eyeball. Again, this will place the OH and the H along the horizontal and the entire carbon axis along the vertical. I then redraw like this.
I'm so confused. What do you mean, bro?
I like to draw the ethyl group and the methyl group that are color matched here along the vertical. And I keep in mind
What's happening,
they're
Robin?
representing those two groups going 3 dimensions away from me on dashes, and then along the vertical you can hopefully see them staring at this if you were standing upright. The hydrogen will be pointing 3 dimensions to your left and the oxygen or OH group to your right. So along the horizontal we get these groups right here and the wedge like this. Fisher projection backwards lines like this. So this is an official Fisher convert this Fisher projection backwards into a wedge and dash.
So this one's gonna
representation. As usual, I invite you to pause away from it. Can you see that okay? Now, if I take this entire group, I grab the all-carbon spine, so this is a traditional sawtooth representation, this molecule, converted from the Fisher.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Low-key, fuck David, we on D5VD now.
For this video, we tackle...
Who's D5VD, bro?
So, Fisher projections are flat...
Who is D5VD? Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Check reels after PMO. I mean, we could check it now, honestly. You had 10 seconds left. No, I actually passed 4 minutes because I started the timer like 6 minutes late, okay? First reel I got yesterday was about Tylenol maxing. Okay, really, bro? What's this? Bro.
We haven't always seen.
Oh my god!
We haven't always seen.
Take it again. I'm trying to fuck on a friend. I'm trying to fuck on a friend. And if I press it.
Bro. Uchiha type of shit, bro.
I'm ridiculously wealthy. I'm not $100,000 a year wealthy. I'm ridiculously wealthy. Hundreds of millions of dollars liquid. Everybody knows I'm super rich. $55 million car collection, 29 properties all across the world. Hundreds of millions of dollars liquid. Blah, blah. So whenever I spend money, I don't take the change. I have a $100 bill as my minimum bill. And if I buy something for $13, I just give a $100 bill and say, keep the change. And I make people's day. They're like, wow, thank you so much, wow. Every time I go anywhere, I give these huge tips. I usually often pay 10 times or 5 times the cost of an item. If it's 10 bucks, 5 bucks, whatever, because I just throw away $100 bills and say, keep it. I never ask for the change unless I go to Starbucks. There's something about Starbucks that annoys me, and I walk in there and it says, do you want to give us a tip on the card machine? They have a little tip box and everyone wants a tip, and you stand there and you look at the barista and you know she's some fucking liberal retard, and it's like, no, I'm not going to give you a tip. I don't even like Starbucks. I don't even want to be in here. Why am I in here? I'm begrudgingly buying your coffee, and now I have to pay for your members of staff. You pay them. It's the only place I ask for my change. And by the way, Starbucks, I stole this waffle. I stole it right from under her fucking stupid face. She was sitting there and I said, yes, give me a medium iced latte. And she went to make it, and I took the waffles and I put them in my fucking pocket. Even though I'm rich, I stole from you. You heard me. I stole from you. Call DCAW. Call the police. Put me back. I just stole this waffle. And guess what happened when she asked for a tip? No, 0%. All my change, please. I'll tip everyone but you. Your green hat is shit. You look like Luigi.
Bro, this guy laughing at his own joke is crazy. Watch you make a grown adult their 6 a.m. milkshake. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Crafting my shit. Judgmental ass Starbucks employee. Make my damn milkshake. I've got an appointment meeting with your mom. Parentheses, sex, later, so I'm gonna need it. Oops, took you longer than 5 minutes. No tip. Ugly ass. But that's not even how it works. They don't leave a tip after they give you the Starbucks drink. You pay for the... Okay, anyways. Jessica Sanchez, did she win? Bro! Did she win the thing? Did she win the thing? Oh, she won! Yes! Yes! Let's go, man. Yo, man. She back. Come on, man. She won AGT. See, Filipinos on top, obviously, bro. Come on now. She should have won she should have won American Idol a long time ago, bro. Come on, man. That's a go right there. That's a go right there. Come on, man. Who? Chill, bro. Chill, bro. All right. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, let's do our dailies real quick, bro. Let's do our gaming shit real quick, man, and then let's just hop off, man. My ass is gonna be tired, man. I make a fucking channel editor at this point or whatever the fuck it is, so I can change your ass tags. Oh, that's a thing? I can make a channel editor? Well, let's see. Roles manager. Funny. Where's Dank at, bro? Shit. Oh, it is. You are channel editor, bro. No, no. Well, now you are. Now you are. About to add bald maxing. Bald maxing is insane, bro. Bald maxing is insanity, bro. No, please don't, bro. Please don't, bro. I'm not bald maxing, though. I'm hair maxing. What is he talking about? I'm W cut maxing. Let me know if it's... Chat, let me know if it's too loud again. Where am I?
On you go.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then do this, and then do this. Let's do a little bit of this, and then of this. Guys, we're gonna do this real quick. Then we're gonna do some umamoose.
Iron
A
graft.
little bit of umamoose real quick too.
With style and grace. The moon is full. Face me. Fate in my mark.
Bro, that ass. It's really 11:06 right now, bro. Shit.
On you go. Fate.
This
revealed.
is my moment. Unmatched! Sing of my triumph!
This! W Gooner bait. Yuna has no reasons to be using her grippers like that. W Gooner bait.
In control.
Actually, she has no business doing that shit, bro. Dead has no business doing that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Present your offerings.
In control. Roars of conquest. Invincible. Pathetic struggle.
Get on this real quick. Hey, can you hurry up and finish that Gachiakuto, whatever the fuck it's called? Need you to be on to be Hero 6. Bro, I'll play to be Heroes. I'll finish it. I'll finish it, bro. I'll finish it. Where's the full anime review, Unk? I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Okay, well, I'm flying around and I don't...
Honor cannot be such.
Holy shit. Flying around, I just realized that my game is at a lower quality for it to be able to.
With style and grace.
Pinoy-chan needs you.
Before me. Face me.
Man, Pinoy-chan don't need me, bro. You do not need me, bro.
Causality overturned. Miss
In
you
the
already?
name of blood.
Yo, are we not gonna get an echo drop? Okay. Bro. Bro. Pinoy-chan Loki had more hair. Disappeared like the Avatar because you both the bald. Okay. The only anime content that we may or may not have will be on the TikTok or like in short form content, bro. That's all we're gonna have it on, bro. All right, that's all we're gonna have. That's it. Yeah, that's all we're gonna have, man. That's all we're gonna have now, man. That's the only thing that I have like any like interest in making. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I have like at least a little bit interest in making. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing Wild Animal Racing, bro. God.
ちょうど食べ足りなかったんだ。
Fuck? Who was that one motherfucker that used to promo his videos in the Discord server? Like, oh, the Oracle. You think he's, yo, what do you think he's still doing, bro? Oh, we got rid of that channel, so he hasn't been posting in there. Can someone find him? Can someone find him? I opened one of his videos once and I was dying, bro. I mean, like, dying in what, like, in what aspect, though? In, like, what aspect? YouTube might not be for... Bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Oh, man, he was trying, man. He was being consistent. That's it? Damn, who told him to stop? Damn, bro. Please react to this right now. Oh, he doesn't know about this guy?
How are you doing, lads? I'm Yooooo. Welcome to episode... So 5 of episodes of Monster High. One thing to note is maybe this is the last video going up this week before I go on holiday. Next week, after when I go on holiday, that's 3 horror videos, and then I'll be back on that Sunday.
Oh, come on, bro. What is he watching?
And I probably don't want to get...
Oh, what is this
They're
guy
really
watching?
screwing up everyone today, aren't they?
I can't do this shit, bro. Get me, bro. Get me off this shit, bro. Get me off this shit, bro. Deadass. No, actually, deadass. Get me off this shit, bro. Actually, get me out of here, bro. Deadass. I'd rather play Uma Musume. That's what I'm doing right now. Oh, that's kind of insane, though, no chat? Like, if you kind of put it into perspective, it's like, it's very crazy. It is very crazy. What the fuck did I just witness? You are not for wishing this. Peak. Bro said peak. Bro, that shit is not peak, bro. That shit is not peak. Are you dead ass? Guys, it's just insane, bro. Like, you know, that's how I feel when I look at my old anime reaction videos. Yo, send the monies my way, man. No! That's my monies. That's my monies, bro. That's my monies, bro. That's my monies, bro. My monies, bro. Bro, same for Uma Musume too. Bro, I have nothing to fucking spend it on! Yo, I have no potential. Oh shit, never mind. Hold on. Let's put it in, I kind of want to put it on Symbolic Rudolph, but what am I feeling? What am I feeling? I want to put on Medjuro McQueen, bro. Gold skis. Bro, I haven't checked the screen in forever, bro. Calm on me. Calm down on me. Calm down on me, bro. Oh my god, she's about to be 5. Oh shit. So I have 2 Umas that are level 5 now. Oh no, 3 Umas that are level 5. Oh shit, okay. Good. Hey, W. Anyways, boys. Chat, are you guys ready? Let's see if we can do it. Let's see it. Can we do it? Chat, can we do it, bro? Can we do it, chat? She got Sparks and Sprint though. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, bro. It's fine, it's fine. We're fine. We are fine. Dude, why did I get it in Sprint, bro? That's fucked up. Alright. Oh! Alright. You guys ready for this augury cap greatness? Greatness personified? Check out this greatness personified run right here, bro. Fuck the long aptitude, bro. We're going for spark farming right now. Fuck it. My augury cap's over here. What am I doing? Oh, I need to go back to my Kita-san Black here. Yeah, I need to go back. Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black, Kita-san Black. Let's go boom, boom, boom. We're good here. Pretty sure Gold Halo's pretty good. Closer. Standard distance. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, this is good. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Alright, guys, we're gonna quick run like 3 runs right here, right now. We're gonna do the same type of run 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. Alright. Alright. Let's get the mood up fast. Early good mood, early good mood. Boom. Alright. Banger. Soil. Power. Perfect. Huge. Updrafters is okay. It's cool. It's cool. Always helping me out. Banger. That's a banger right there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Bang. Okay. That. Well, that's good. Yeah. Okay. It's huge. Do this one, yeah. As well. Big. Ain't gonna lie, this is better. There's more racers on there, but I don't know. Eh. Still good. This is good stuff right here, chat. Boom. Okay. Yo, chat. Are any of you guys looking forward to the upcoming games that are coming up in the next couple You know, like the Nantas of the world. No. Sure, guys, not like a little bit, like 100% no. Okay, how about like Protocol? We're playing that, right? We are playing Blue Protocol, right, chat? We are playing it. We are playing Blue Protocol. We're gonna make a guild. We're gonna make a guild. We're gonna be OP. Nothing to look forward to in life. Bro, come on, bro. Don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that, bro. There's always something to look forward to, bro. Whether it be in, like, decades, whether it be in, like, a couple years. Doesn't matter, bro. Look forward to something, bro. You and your 2 hair follicles can make a guild. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. I generally don't think any of us are looking forward to anime games. Yeah. Right. Guess you're right. I mean, shit, we got Wuthering Waves though. Come on now. At least we got Wuthering Waves. You know what I'm saying? It's all I gotta think about, man. Shit, even if the off chance comes and GTA 6 isn't that good, bro, we still got Wuthering Waves, bro. We still got Wuthering Waves. Wrong guy, bro. Bro, come on, bro. Bro. About to bullet all that. Banger. Oof, it's not there yet. It's not there yet. Starting to piss me off with this wee shit. Okay. Oh, what? Oh my god, that is humongous. Alright, now give me a rainbow. Now give me a rainbow. Fuck. Oh my god, banger. Oh. Banger. Yeah, I failed 2 1% today. No, I would crash out, bro. That ass. Feel bad for you, dog. I ain't gonna lie, I feel bad for you, dog. Get shit on, though. And failed like 20%, 20% when it would have given me plus 100 to speed. Because I had... Bro, I'm telling you, bro, you don't roll on 20% in here, bro. You don't. Are you crazy? Are you dead crazy, bro? Fuck, I'll enter the race. Fuck, I'll enter the race. Fuck it. Banger. Take a 4 rainbow anytime, even if that shit 100% failure. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah, I would do the same. 20% is very... Dude, losing a 20% like hurts in this game. I swear to god, a 20% is like a one... Like, it's like 100%. It's the same shit. It's dead the same shit. Insane. Huge. I'll rest that.
トレーニングだ。
If there's anything else besides the NHK mile that I could run. Well, I could run the Oka show. Wait. There's a Satsuki show. I should probably run the Satsuki show. Satsuki show's 1.5. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Okay. How did I just hear? What the hell was that? Boom. I was starting to believe that my girls like went to a different school, like they like changed schools, bro. Like damn. Come on here. Okay. Boom. What the fuck? Yo, did my girls transfer out? What's going on? Do it. Inspiration! Looking fuck. Come on, man. Banger. Am I only getting power off this? Ooh, a little bit of stamina, I ain't gonna lie. That's quite a bit of stamina I can cap. Cancel that real quick. Oh, we're good. Let's do the Satsuki show. Oh, we can win that. Okay. Now, we got rainbows. Okay, we got rainbows that are about to smack us, bro. Now let's lock in, bro. Let's just get past that. Get past that. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, huge. I find it crazy how long these runs could sometimes take, bro. I find it insane. Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. Bro, just like... What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? What actually are we doing here, bro? I'll be able to do one more. Oh, let me rest. It's summertime, chat. It's summer. How? Woohoo! How did I just night owl right before? No, I'm about to crash out. No, I'm about to crash out. 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 There's just no way. There's just no way. There's no way. I promise there's no way. There's no way. That ass is just no way. Not because there's just no way. Not because there's just no way. Not because there's no way. That ass. No way. There's no way. There's no way. Not that ass. There's just no way, bro. No way. Yep, I just can't believe them. I can't believe what just fucking happened to me, bro. There's no way I got night owled the night before. Nah, like that. That ass was this dumbass game, bro. That ass, bro. I don't wanna Harikita Eiko anymore, bro. Deadass. I don't want to. That's real shit. I don't feel like it, bro. How about it, bro? I don't feel like it, bro. Okay, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This game's bullshit, bro. Game's bullshit, bro. Hey, I didn't even get like a. Oh, okay. Yo, am I not the #1 favorite with 3 triple circles? Wasting my daily free for no reason. Read my cannon. I read my cannon. Dumb, bruh. Oh, we kept eating anything, including 3 alarm clocks for no reason. I got 3rd. We'll move on, right? That's good enough. Whatever. Fuck it, bro. So annoying. So annoying. I can't do this shit no more. Can't do this. So dumb. Unfortunately, I have to ask for good health in the new year. Unfortunately. Fucking Tokai tail build. Okay. Come on now. Alright. Yeah. Get some mediums in here. Osaka has so... Damn, he bowled. So why are we in the YouTube stream, bro? Like, what's happening right now, man? What the fuck? Okay. Reach. Nice. Okay. Nice. Harakite Eco. Looking pop. Ah. Okay. Oh hell no, I'm not doing Nintendo show. We have the Victoria Mile. Oh. Yeah, let's just do the Victoria Mile, fuck that. Hell no. Hell no. Holy bold. Okay, so now we're in the TikTok stream. Nice, bro. Nice, bro. Nice, bro. Okay, bro. Damn. Bro, just realizing I'm not really getting a lot of like speeds like together. You know what I'm saying? They're like not together. You know what I'm saying? Weird. It's weird as hell. It's not. There's just not spawning in together, bro. That's just banger. Grab. I hate that. I hate that. I dead hate that. How do I stop that shit from happening, bro? But losing my damn stamina, bro, or my damn energy. Ooh. Nah, I gotta do this one. I gotta do this race. I gotta do the race. I gotta do the race. If I lose this one too, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. I swear I'm gonna lose. Yep. Building up for mile. Building up for mile. Alright, let's rest. Do it. Come on. Come on, come on. Here we go. Did everyone go to like different campuses? Like what's going on? What's going on right now? Are we okay? Alright. Could have been worse, could have been worse. Oos. Bro. Can we not do that, Ogre? Are we sick? Oh. Bro, that is insane. That's insane to me, bro. Insane, my brothers. Get shit onto Mama Cross. You're about to see us. You're about to see us. You know what I'm saying? Also do the Japan Cup. Chill shit. Japan Cup, man. Banger. There. We really lost just like hella races in this damn run. That's crazy, bro. Got corner connoisseur, got straightaway excel, straightaway recovery. We also have did straightaway recovery get a no point now, is it at this point? Hydrate. The bolt step, acceleration when passing another runner with race. Get it later. Chase. Nimble navigators. Yeah, hold that for now. Are we crazy? Are we crazy? Fucking dude's down, bro. We went down twice. Back to back, bro. Shit. Huh? Keeping getting late surgery straightaways on. Maybe this run's telling me something. Maybe I should just make this over recap of late surgery. Might be the wave. I ran so much more races this run than I usually do for Ogre Recap, and I couldn't even get to the, like, what is happening? It's the final? Oh, this is semi-final. Nice. Oh my god, my camera died again. Second. Real quick. Hey. Fire. Bro, none of these shits have battery. Bro. Bro, none of my stuff have battery in it. Come on. Come on, bro. Alright. Let's just get corner. Soar. Gormand. Then let's just get acceleration. Let's get. Can't even get late surge. Can't even get late surge. Go. Power, 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 power. Bruh. I mean, shoot. Speed cool. 3-star speed? Got a 3-star again, man. I kind of want it in like stamina or something, bro. I kind of want it in like something, you know? That was cool though. That was cool though. Alright, we might be on a run. Let's keep it going. Oops. Where is it? Wait. I'm doing what? Wait. Oh yeah, that's fine. This is cool, this is cool. This is cool, this is cool. Maybe I could get rid of the Cosmic card. Maybe. Perhaps, perhaps. Alright, let's move. Banger. Good, it's good. Huh? Wait, this is actually so good. That's so good. Nice. Oh my gosh.
よしやろう。いっぱい任せてくれ。いい結果を。
This is some shit I do, bro. This is what I do.
5番
Put her base.
オグリーキャン実力は
だったな。
Yo, I've lost the first race on Ogre Cap before. Maybe like twice. I can probably count it. See if we can get some mile races done.
よしやろう。早くなる。
Yeah, the classic lose make debut race. What's happening, bro? Oh, bro. Shit, I should Pmo'Ddd.
任せてくれ。
Gosh,
見ていてくれ。
that's good. Oh, banger. Competed as #1 favorite and placed 4th. Oh, that's my favorite, bro. Oh my god, I forgot. You don't search the entire mall. That's like the worst decision.
勉強だな。
Hecking love missing 50/50s in ZZZ. Yo, I love ZZZ, bro. Oh my gosh, it's just all going here. Insane. Think they'll crash out, bro. That's cool. I only sent the free rolls I had saved, then like 5 more.
ストレッチを。
Miss 50/50s, miss 50/50 though. I'd crash out, bro. How about
任
you?
せてくれ。
Oh, early loss too. Okay, I guess.
よしやろう。
Steps. Like that.
見ていてくれ。
Young, crash out for him. 50/50 loss, oh my god! The fire enough or no? We know you used to losing 50/50. Okay, bro?
よし。
Okay, bro.
すまない。
Hey! Big meal to start off. Yes, yes. Oh, oh. Yes, yes. More. Check if there's any races that can add. Yeah, well, let's do the Oka show, bro. Let's do the Oka show. Yes.
衣装に。
Oh my gosh.
任せてくれ。
Oh, that's insane. Good one. That's a really good one. Who goes up on this one, I think? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Stamina is definitely getting reached on this run. Oh, and dog shit luck has been funneled somewhere. Where did it funnel, bro?
トレーニングだ。
Ooh! Good one too. Rest. Fat rest. That's not a fat rest. That was not a fat rest. Definitely not what I expected. Wait, that for sure. Chat.
トレーニングの時間ですね。 少し疲れがあるみたい。
Oh, I read it wrong. You said all my dog shit luck has to be funneled in somewhere. thought you said all my luck has to be. Okay. Anyways, bro. What games would you say you're lucky at, bro? What games would you say you're lucky at? It just hard? I can miss out on that one. Oh, we're missing out on that one. Scary. I hate it when I see 9 Haze Chasers. I was about to Harakite Eiko right there, bro. Ew! What do you mean I only recovered 30 energy? Bruh. Nice. If I look at HSR is always decent at worst. That's good. Total wrong game. I remember having this conversation before. The total like wrong game to have good luck in, bro. I think my best luck was in Whoop. I think Will just has higher rates though. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure their rates are like. They have guaranteed weapons, but the rates itself are just like. It's just slightly. Oh, like slightly higher. What? What? Yeah. Sir. Yeah, the odds of like none of them becoming rainbows is crazy work, I'm not gonna lie. Power. Oh, huge. The rates were higher, I think, because I got so many characters under soft pity. Oh. So juicy, bro. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, what? Oh. Guys, I'm not gonna lie though, I got an interview tomorrow, and I might be the most stressed out of this one, bro. I might be stressed on this one. This one low-key stressed me out. Bro, what is your problem, bro? Just lock in, bro. Yeah, go prepare. I already prepared, bro. I was looking at the shit during the PMO. Really no better. Cool. Don't do Uma, go prepare more. No, bro. Here, man, I'm here. Be okay, bro. The more I prepare, the worse I do, bro. That's how it is. Yo! Come on, man. The fuck they even gonna ask? They're gonna hit me with the they're just gonna hit me with the tell me about yourself. Tell me about myself. Bro, I only know how to talk about myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll be alright. We'll be alright, chat. We'll be alright. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Oh, what is that, bro? Oh my god. Bro. Why should we consider you over other candidates? I believe that my... GG's, bro. I just like fucking lost, bro. GG's, I just lost. I'm a lifestyle content gooner. Okay, bro. Oh, fuck. I have to go to infirmary. Please, please heal. Please heal immediately. Oh, thank God. Bro, why? Why? Stop, bro. Stop, bro. What is this? The teacher trying to take my phone, but I'm not done asking chat to see what my name is and what I did over the summer. Okay. Bro, fighting with my odds and this motherfucker's... Hey, that's me, bro! Yeah, be honest, I hit that shit, no? I ain't gonna lie, chat, I hit that shit, no? Hit that shit, no? In tomorrow. Why should we select you? Come on now. I traded Jollibee for cramps. Hey, the female doctor gonna fuck with that? Wait. I wasn't running the damn races. Oh my god, I forgot about the races. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I cooked? Oh no, we're good. Victoria Miles in 2 turns. We're good, we're good. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Big. Oh my gosh, I won this race, bro. Oh my gosh, you see this? You see those triple circles? Oh my god, I'm a late run this one too, bro. There's too many people in pace. Watch this. Blast through the crowd. Banger. Are we fucking serious? Are we serious? Ken! Dude, I hate that. Why does it take 30 of my energy? I don't care. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I deadass don't care, bro. Oh my god. Like, are we deadass? You're gonna siphon more of my health just to put in the fucking guts after this too. This dumbass game. Alright, bro. Lock in, bro. Lock in, bro. Oh. For what, bro? For what, bro? For what? No. For what? For what, bro? For what? Yes. For what, bro? Like what? What are we doing here, bro? Great. That's really great. Oh wow, did everyone transfer to a different school? Oh wow. Look at that. Oh my god, everyone just transferred out, I guess. Like, apparently everybody transferred out. Apparently every single person transferred out, bro. No one came over for the summer, bro. Like, fuck everyone, bro. Fucking Deadass. What's this? What's this shit, bro? I'm disappointed in y'all motherfuckers, bro. What the fuck, bro? Serious? Yo, Super Creek. Yo, Super Creek. Come on, man. Go do that, bro. Come on, man. Come on, big dog. Come on, man. Come on, big dog. I'm the biggest of dogs. Come on, man. Why did I hear David music? You like David? Yeah, he loves David. Okay. Okay, bro. It's a setup, bro. It's a setup, bro. It's a setup. It's always a setup. It was a setup. Yeah, I can't say anything else. I can't say anything more than that, bro. Setup. It was a setup. That's real shit. Ooh. Actually, let me get my skills going. Boom, boom. Ooh, corner connoisseur. Ooh, swing maestro. Yes, I like that one too. Like that one too. The chase is fire too, though. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get a home stretch chase. Sir. So you are setting kids up. Damn. Bro, what is this shit, bro? No, bro, it's not me, man. You got the wrong person, man. Like, you got the wrong person, bro. Promise. I'm trying to play Uma Musume, bro. Know what I mean? Nice. Banger. Watch out, I'm doing this shit for real. Watch this. What? For all the marbles. Banger. Oh wait, this is semi-final. Okay. Off. A little more. Bang. Bang, less bang. Come on now. Cinema. We made it through. They didn't want us to win, bro. They did not want us to win, bro. Promise y'all that. They did not want us to win. Come on. We're the ones. We're the ones. We are the ones. Hey. Come on now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Once oh, perfect. I ain't gonna lie. Once this camera dies, stream's over. I'm not kidding. Oh, it's our power. Oh shit, it's 12. Never mind, I'm going offline, bro. In my chat, I'm going offline. We're piecing out, chat. We're piecing out. We're piecing out. We're piecing out. Wordle? Spin the wheel real quick. Yeah, bro, fighting Uma Musume and this motherfucker's mid. What? Bro, this song's not gonna hit for me anymore, bruh. I love that song though. David, bro. Oh, us, bro. Can't blast that shit no more, bro. One more. Two. Alright, let's do this.
Nobody got you the way I do.
Oh, chill. Not yet, bro. Not yet. Oh my god. Why don't you do this Wordle real quick, bro? Watch this shit. Watch this shit, bro. I'm gonna clap the fuck out of this one. Pause. Okay. Alien. Sound. Ooh. Dates. D. Wait, there's no R, is there? Oh, shoot. Dr. Don't tell me, bro. What? Yo, I was about to crash out. I was this close. I was this close, bro. Holy fuck. Holy the fuck, bro. Alright, we'll keep that on there. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back on tomorrow, man. We're gonna do study stream back out here at home. Anyway, I love them though, boys. Have a good night. I appreciate y'all as per usual, man. Like, y'all are the ones, man. Y'all are the ones, bro. Real shit. So without further ado, boys, I'll be back tomorrow for 4 PMOs. But I'm not too sure when I'm gonna be on, because probably gonna be on maybe like 10:30ish, 10:30ish. But as soon as I get home, I'll boot up. But anyways, boys, I'm out of here. Have a good night. Or whatever. Bro, what? I'll see everyone soon, bro.